was no match.
Where was he bitten and what part of his body?
The face.
Was he attacked by an animal?
When was the prior bite of this dog?
Prior bite?
Yes.
That was a known danger?
I wasn't aware of prior bite.
You're telling me that this is something the sheriff made up. I wouldn't call the sheriff a liar if I were you, Todd.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Michael Beeson is suing his neighbors, Todd Barth and his girlfriend, Erin Lemke, for medical bills and pain and suffering due to a dog bite.
Order. All rise. This case number 197 on the calendar, matter of Beeson versus Barth Lemke.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Beeson, how long have you and the defendants been neighbors?
A little over 2 years.
How long have you lived in your house?
38 years.
So you bought the house 2 years ago?
Yep.
Yup is not an answer. Yes is an answer.
Yes.
Who lives in the house?
We do.
Just the two of you?
Yep. Yes. I have
said just
50-50 custody of my kids, so they're there half the time.
How old are they?
6, 7, and 11.
Prior to the defendants moving in, Mr. Beeson, how many neighbors did you have that occupied their home?
Approximately 5.
Did you ever have occasion to sue any of the other neighbors?
Absolutely not.
That's a no.
No.
Did you ever have occasion to call the police or become involved with the authorities with any one of the neighbors?
No.
What kind of dogs do you have?
Rottweilers.
How many Rottweilers do you have?
2. 1 now. The male Rottweiler got adopted.
The male Rottweiler was how old?
7, 8, I think.
How long had you had the male?
They were actually her dogs before I met her, so.
I owned him for 8 years.
You must have farmed out the one, found another home for the one, because you felt the male was aggressive.
No.
Then explain why, after 8 years, you got rid of one of the dogs.
Because Mr. Beeson came over 2 days after the dog bite and told me that if I did not get rid of my dog, he would sue us. So I took what was better for my family and got rid of the dog because I didn't want to have to go through a lawsuit with him.
Who bought the house?
I did.
And when you say you had 50-50 custody of your children, the two of you have been together for how long?
3 years. We lived in the house 2 years.
And around the Rottweilers?
Yes.
Great. Either of them bite anybody before?
No.
So Mr. Beeson was the first person that they bit? And he was bitten by the male?
Yeah. Yes.
Where was he bitten by the male, and what part of his body?
The face.
Were you at home when that happened?
Yes.
What date was it? Time?
October 24th.
Don't look at her. If you don't know the answer, I'll ask her.
24th, a year ago.
Were the dogs in the backyard?
Yes.
Were you in the backyard?
No.
Were you in the backyard?
Yes.
So you were in the backyard when this incident happened?
Yes.
Just listen to me. Very careful, because I'm going to see all the reports. Were you in the backyard with the dogs when this happened?
When the dog bite occurred?
Yes. So you witnessed it?
Correct.
I'm ready.
For the story, okay.
I'm ready. October 24th, 2017. You're in your backyard with your two dogs.
Todd and I it started where Todd and I were in the garage, working in the garage. I heard my dogs start barking.
Just a second. You and your boyfriend are in the garage.
Correct.
And the dogs are in the backyard, fenced in.
Yes.
Alone.
Yes.
You heard them start to bark.
Correct.
And you left the garage.
Correct. And walked around the side of the garage to the backyard to see what the dogs were barking at.
Go ahead.
And as I was walking back there, Mr. Beeson was opening his gate.
His gate?
Yes.
On his property?
Correct.
Go ahead.
And the gate that he has on his property, he has butted up to our fence on our property. So when he was opening the gate up to our fence, he stumbled and leaned over the fence to catch his step where my dogs were there barking at him prior to him starting opening the gate.
And that's when his face got bit?
Yes.
I'll see your medical bills now, sir. Were any of these bills covered by insurance?
Yes. The bottom amount is what I paid.
Amount due, the $1,038?
Correct. And the other one, I believe, was $3,000.
I'm not talking about for the back surgery.
Okay.
Let's not talk about back surgery.
Correct.
Let's talk about the visit that you had as a result of the dog bite.
Okay.
Because that's not a physician, correct?
Correct.
Right. And without a physician, I'm not connecting your back surgery with a dog bite. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I had an MRI done on the 30th, 6 days after, because
Sir, listen to me carefully.
Okay.
Without a physician to testify, I am not going to correlate your back surgery with a dog bite. Now, Mr. Beeson, this incident happened, according to you, on the 24th of October.
Correct.
The date of service of the two things that you have dog-related are the 23rd of October that you've just given me.
I'm incorrect. The top two are dog-related, and the second one's 10/19 of 17, and the other one is 10.
Listen to me, sir.
Yes.
You can't go for a visit to the doctor before you're bitten on the face. So anything that happened before the 24th of October was not dog-related. Do you want to take a pen and circle what you claim are dog-related expenses?
This is 10/23 of 17.
It can't be 10/23. The incident didn't happen until the 24th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. Beeson, there's no question that you were bitten. The defendant says you were bitten by her dog. I just want your expenses, and you had to have gone to an emergency room or something as a result of being bitten on the face by a Rottweiler.
Correct.
That's what I want to see.
8/24/17 is when the incident happened. These other charges, one was 10/19, which is 2 months after, and the other one is 2 months before, Your Honor.
Well, did you tell me that this happened on August 24th or October 24th?
August 24th.
Is that correct? Yes. August 24th. Oh, fine. Now I want to see the emergency room visit on or about the 24th of August. Nothing else.
Yes, Your Honor.
Nothing in October. No surgery in October, unless, of course, you had plastic surgery on your face. Then I'll see that.
I have the ER, and then I have the incident report from the police.
So far, I'm going to see the bill, but Bird doesn't like to walk too much, so you can give him the incident report. He'll give it to me later.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we actually...
Go back to the... Do you have a bill for this ER visit?
And we actually brought him to the hospital.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just a second. Just tell me, how much was that ER visit and how much did you pay for that ER visit?
Okay, Your Honor, my total amount that I paid out of pocket was $75.
Okay. That's all. That's all I want to know. You spoke to the police?
Yes.
When was the prior bite of this dog?
Prior bite?
Yes.
I wasn't aware of a prior bite.
Yes, you were. Your name is Todd, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just put your hand down. I wouldn't call the sheriff a liar if I were you, Todd. Do you understand? Contemporaneously to speaking with you.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Are you telling me that the sheriff was lying when he wrote in this report he was making up the fact that you told him that his dog had bit someone before, but it was never reported? You're telling me that this is something that the sheriff made up?
No.
Okay.
No.
Now, okie dokie. So, Todd, that's something that you had to tell him.
Yes.
And you wouldn't tell him that if it was a lie, would you?
No.
Because that wouldn't have been a good thing if you told him that my dog bit before.
No.
All right. So now I would like you to tell me when the dog bit before.
He came up and said that the dog had bitten him before, but I didn't know when. Because there was no police report for that one.
Mr. Beeson came over to us.
Todd stated that his dog had bitten someone before, but it was never reported.
Mr. Beeson came up to us and said that his dog and our dog were fighting over the fence, and he put his hands in the middle and got bit. We don't know if it was his dog or our dog, and no one's seen it. His dogs and our dogs fight constantly.
Yeah, go on by that. Okay. I believe that was said when we were sitting in the hospital room while I was waiting for him, because I brought him up there.
And I don't care where it was said. I'm just telling you what the sheriff... Do you have photographs of the bite?
Yes, I do,
I'd like to see it, please.
Thank you.
You have homeowner's insurance?
Yes.
Why didn't you go through his homeowner's insurance?
Your Honor, I did.
And what happened?
When they bought their house, they got homeowners insurance through Badger Mutual out of Wisconsin. One of the things they have to do when they apply for homeowners insurance is they have to tell the insurance company if they have any dogs, how many, and what breed. They informed Badger Mutual that they had Rottweiler / Pit Bull. Rottweiler and Pit Bull are among the 3 most...
Just a second.
Yes.
Would you just tell me?
Okay.
So they informed the insurance company that they had them.
And insurance was denied. They're blacklisted. Those dogs are blacklisted, so there's no insurance.
So they don't have homeowners insurance?
Not on the dogs, correct. And they knew that. And I have evidence from... I'm sorry.
You don't need any more evidence, sir.
Thank you.
You don't look like bad people, so I'm not going to yell at you. Maybe.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There's a reason why only certain breeds, Rottweilers, are on the list. You know that. Yet you choose to have a dog that cannot be insured.
And later today...
Do you know why she reversed the $1,400?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever try to find out?
She said that she paid the money and she didn't pull the money back.
Well, she's just giving me a whole different story.
That's correct.
Isn't it so?
Of course it's so.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Michael Beeson says a Rottweiler owned by his neighbor Todd Barth and girlfriend Erin Lemke bit him on the face. The defendants are countersuing for the value of a fence and a false restraining order.
Now, no one has, to my knowledge, successfully sued insurance companies who refuse to insure people who have certain breeds of dogs. I may be wrong about that. That's because it's as if you live in a flood zone and you live in a place that has hurricanes. And I live in Florida. You can get flood insurance in Florida. You can get hurricane flood insurance in Florida. But they make it so prohibitive, so you go like this. You keep your fingers crossed. Many people do. Now, they do that because people should be aware of the fact that if you live in a place that's you sort of assume the risk if you buy beachfront property that you may be washed out to sea. Yeah. Earth is getting warmer, seas are getting bigger. Do you understand? There's a reason why insurance companies won't insure people for their dogs. Only certain breeds, not every dog. They don't have Chihuahuas on the list, Shih Tzus aren't on the list, Poodles aren't on the list, Rottweilers are on the list. You know that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't an answer.
Yes.
But you have Rottweilers. Yet you choose to have a dog that cannot be insured in your home because a company, big companies, have said, we have had so much difficulty with this particular breed, we will not insure it. Just as we have had so much difficulty in houses in Florida or in the Bahamas that we're not going to insure those houses against certain catastrophes. Do you understand? They're entitled to do that. So I, as a homeowner, would say to myself, now I don't have insurance for any incident involving my dog. You did know that, correct?
Yes.
Is that correct? Did you know that you didn't have homeowners insurance? Did you have to check what kind of dogs you had?
I didn't know that you had to.
He bought the house prior to me moving in.
Your insurance company was contacted by the plaintiff. There is no question in my mind. Say yes.
Yes.
And your insurance company said, sorry, we told them that the house was insured against for floods, for termites, for glass, for break-in, but not for anything that had to do with their dogs. What are you shaking your head for?
I agree.
You remember that?
Yes, I agree.
Right, which means that you assume the risk of your dogs, not your insurance company. So you're going to pay him $5,000. And I'm dismissing your counterclaim. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She is the brightest Shineland star of justice.
He provoked our dogs.
The defendants were uninsured and trying to make excuses.
He's hounding me for money day in, day out.
Someday, maybe regaining our neighborly friendship.
He got paid, so hopefully he leaves us alone now.
He agreed to it, so I hope it happens.
I hope he just leaves us alone.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Absher versus Morris. Step forward.
Kristen Absher is suing Stephanie Morris for money owed regarding the purchase of a Bengal cat.
Miss Asher, you breed Bengal cats.
Yes, ma'am.
They're beautiful.
Thank you.
I bought one for one of my grandchildren 10 years ago. She got very big.
Yes.
Beautiful. And you like them. You purchased a Bengal cat from Miss Apsher. You liked it so much you wanted to get another one, and you wanted to assume when you buy a cat, when you buy a purebred dog, if you're buying it as a pet, you pay one price. If you're buying it as a breeding animal, you pay a different price. You do know that.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She paid for the cat in full through PayPal, and then she picked the cat up, and subsequent to that, she disputed the charges and started to take out $1,400.
That's correct.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Kristen Absher is suing Stephanie Morris for money owed regarding the purchase of a Bengal cat.
Now, so the first cat that you bought as a pet.
Right.
And you paid how much for that cat?
13.
That was a male or a female?
A male.
So you wanted a female.
Right.
Which meant, for those of you who don't know that out there, I believe this is the drill, that if you purchase it as a pet, you don't get the CFA papers, Cat Fanciers Association papers, unless the pet is neutered. Isn't that the way you usually sell them?
I sell them neutered before they leave.
So the male was neutered?
Yes, ma'am.
And the female, she said she wanted to use it for breeding purposes?
Correct.
So that you did not have the female neutered, and the cost of the female was $2,000?
Yes.
And then, for some reason, you reversed $1,400 of that.
Right. Because?
Because why?
Because we had an agreement that when I decided...
Look at me.
Because we had the agreement whenever I had decided to breed the cats, that I could get the cat for $600, but she would get the pick of the litter of the cat that she got. It was no deadline on the cat.
Just a second. Did you have that agreement with her?
No, ma'am.
Do you know why she reversed the $1,400?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever try to find out?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened?
She said that she paid the money and she didn't pull the money back. I sent her documentation showing that it was pulled back, and she said that that wasn't her.
Well, she's just giving me a whole different story.
That's correct.
That's not so.
Of course it's so.
No, me and her had a conversation.
Just a second. Well, the question is either you did pull it back.
I did pull the money back, and she agreed to it.
You pulled the money back, and what you're telling me is she agreed to it.
Yes.
When did you give her the money? On what date?
December the 17th is whenever I had purchased the cat.
And when did you pull the $1,400 back?
I believe it was January or February, one of those two.
On what day was it?
There were several different transactions where each payment she paid through PayPal was pulled back, so it was...
But she had given you a check.
No, ma'am.
What did she give you?
She made payments online through PayPal.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you the victim of a scam? Go to judgejudy.com, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
So when she took possession of the cat
was paid in full when she took possession in December. And then I received emails from PayPal stating the charges were being disputed and the payments were being pulled back.
After she took, so now I understand. So she paid for the cat in full.
That's correct.
Let me just get it. She paid for the cat in full through PayPal, and then she picked the cat up on December 17th, and subsequent to that, she disputed the charges and started to take out the $1,400.
Correct.
So she had paid for it before she picked up the cat.
That's correct.
Now, let me tell you the story that you told me here. The story that you told me here is that the male cat got out and got killed.
Afterwards, the first one, yes.
When?
It was in the beginning of January, but the reason why, she never gave me a deadline to when I could give her a litter of the cat. So that's the reason.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,400. Thank you very much. We're done.
Excuse me, step out.
And on the next Judge Judy.
The day that he was supposed to pay me the money, he texted me telling me that he has gonorrhea and that I gave it to him.
You tested negative?
Absolutely.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on in your mind, Mr. Brown.
Judge Judy.
Me and her agreed that I would get my money back if she got a litter of the cat.
Absolutely not. The first cat was sold as a pet and was neutered before he left my home.
Got ran over.
It's very heartbreaking.
I still want to be a breeder, so I mean, I'm still going to buy a cat.
It is very unfortunate.
I assume he asked to borrow this drone.
He wanted to fly it.
A son's wings get clipped.
All of a sudden, he
throws it right at it, hits the drone.
And the drone is destroyed.
It could have been anybody's Frisbee, not just mine.
When a flying saucer brings down an aircraft.
After the drone had crashed, I giggled, I laughed. The blame was placed on me after that.
Knucklehead over here.
The knucklehead brought out the drone.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Gayla Biekcia is suing her son's former friend, Anthony Keller, for golf.
Order. All rise. It's case number 234 on the calendar in the matter of Biekcia versus Keller.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Miss Biekcia, I assume this is your son.
Yes.
And this is his friend.
Ex-friend.
How old is your son?
24.
And how old is his friend?
26.
26, Your Honor.
And they were playing a game outside. You were not outside. You were in the house. Your son came inside, and I assume he asked to borrow this drone.
Yes.
That you had purchased and paid how much for?
$999.99.
$1,000. When had you purchased it?
December of 2016.
And on what date did he borrow it?
Well, it was the family drone. It was a Christmas present to my whole family from me. So it was his as well. My husband and my drone, he asked to use it. Ultimately, we oversee the drone.
Does he live with you?
Yes.
When he came inside, I want to know what he said to you.
He said, can I take the drone out to film our putting? He wanted to fly it.
Now, did you see how many buddies he had outside?
He had a group of kids, of guys. Many? 6, maybe.
And how long had they been there?
They had just gotten there.
What time?
It was 10 in the morning.
Did you see them?
They stayed outside because they were getting ready to go to a disc golf game.
A what game?
So they play in a disc golf league, and they were going to
what
disc
is
golf
that?
course.
I don't know what that is.
My son would be better to explain the whole
Have
disc
you
golf
ever
league.
seen it played?
Yes.
Well, then you explain it to me.
It's like ball golf, but they use a disc, and they have different discs to make different shots. So they were putting, which are short shots, in my yard.
So you're throwing that thing in the air?
Yes.
That's what they were practicing?
Yep, they were practicing their putting.
I don't care what they were practicing. You throw it in the air. I don't care what you throw them in the air.
Yes.
And after that, you don't know what happened until your son brought the broken drone inside.
I was inside, but
you
I was...
did?
Yes, I saw it happen.
You saw it happen?
Yes.
Interesting. That doesn't say that in here. Maybe I'm wrong.
I was inside.
Maybe I'm wrong. Your complaint doesn't say that you saw it happen. Your complaint says Casey came inside, picked up the drone, he came inside and apologized profusely, telling me what had happened. And then you go on to say that Anthony took responsibility for what happened. Nowhere in here did you say you saw it happen. You said your son told you what happened when he brought in the broken drone.
I was watching them throw from the window.
Oh, well, that's interesting. That I would have put in the complaint.
You're right, Your Honor.
Of course I'm right. Let me hear.
So we were all getting ready to go play disc golf. All my friends came over. We were all putting, short putts, 30 feet max, really. I had a drone, so I'm like, hey, let me...
No, you went inside. You
went
got
inside,
the drone.
got the drone.
What were you going to use the drone for?
I was going to film us putting into the basket. So I brought it outside, I set it up, flew it. Was hovering about 15 feet in the air above the ground. All my friends, everyone loved it. They were throwing...
Don't tell me what they loved.
That
calls for the operation of their minds together. They were all throwing the disc 30 feet, and the drone was 15 feet in the air.
Yes, and they were throwing their discs at, we have a basket, so it looks like this metal thing with chains hanging. And from 20 feet, it's very easy to throw it level.
Don't tell me what it's easy, just tell me what happened.
So all my friends are throwing the discs in the basket. I'm watching from my remote on the monitor, and I'm aiming right at Anthony, and I see him look up at the drone like he's getting ready, like he's aiming right at it. And I'm like, he's not going to throw it at it. All of a sudden, he just throws it right at it with a disc very similar to this, hits the drone.
And the drone is destroyed. Now I'll hear you.
All right, so first of all, Your Honor, Gayla was actually...
You're editorializing.
Okay, so...
He's outside. The drone is about 15 feet off the ground.
Correct.
Which is about 3 times as tall as I am.
Okay, yeah.
So that's not too high. Go ahead.
So we were all putting, but him having the drone was unbeknownst to me. I didn't know he was flying a drone outside. I was there putting the whole time. There's about 10, 11 of us there. bunch of us putting. There was about 4 or 5 people putting on that same basket.
You mean you didn't see the drone?
When it came over, it had flown over, and he was standing in front of his house, which is very far from the basket. He was about 50 feet away. You can control it anywhere. So I was over, I'm putting, I'm doing my thing, you know, kind of in my zone, and all of a sudden this thing just comes right in front of it, right by the basket. I wouldn't say it was 15 feet, Your Honor, but it was very close to that basket. And there was discs flying everywhere. Who's to say that was mine? There was about 4 people putting, throwing discs at that basket. It could have been anybody's Frisbee, not just mine.
Okay. Did your friend discuss with you that the drone was broken?
Yes, we had, yep.
Right after it broke?
Correct.
And what did he say to you, and what did you say to him?
I think he...
How to think?
Yep.
Think.
After the drone had crashed, I giggled, I laughed because I thought they're durable, it was no big deal. Then we found out it was broken, and since it was me, the one that was kind of snickering about it, I think that's what makes him
Don't tell me what you think. I don't care what you think.
So
you
blame was
started
placed
to laugh.
on me. Yes, the blame was placed on me after that.
Was this young man with the plaintiff's son that you would pay for the drone?
I told him I'd give him some money just because they were on my case about it, and I just kind of was telling them what they wanted to hear.
I want to know what he said to you and what you said to him. I
just told him that I was gonna, I threw text messages, said that I would give him some money.
How much did you say you would give him?
I told him that I'd give him a little bit of money to fix the drone, but I never gave them money. All I did was just text them that just to keep them off my case.
I would like to see what the texts say.
Yeah.
We have a text right here.
I'd like to see.
And I would like to put on record, Tim was not at my house when this happened.
He was there.
Listen, you're partially responsible for what happened to the drone. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Did your mother discuss with you that you're partially responsible for what happened to the drone?
No.
Well, I'm telling you, you're partially responsible for what happened to the drone. If you're flying a drone low and people are flying Frisbees in the air, that sounds not too smart. You're taking a risk.
It wasn't.
You're taking a risk. You chose to take that risk.
I wasn't flying it around. I had it hovering right in one spot. It was one spot for a good 2 minutes. Everyone knew it was there. The thing's loud. You can see it. You can hear it from a distance.
What I'm telling you is, if people are throwing objects into the air to get from one place to 30 feet away, it would seem to me if you had a valuable piece of property, I've seen 15 feet, 100 feet, but you brought yours out to take low shots. I'm telling you, you're partially responsible.
I also have a picture of the basket that we were all throwing at.
Good. Well, there was an indication that you would pay for it, that it was a slow time, that you would work another job, that you took some responsibility. I'm telling you, I think that he is partially responsible for bringing out the machine and using it in the circumstance where it could get hit. But if I would have to apportion responsibility, I would apportion 75% to you and 25% to him. How much is a new drone?
About $1,000.
Well, this one you bought 2 years ago, almost 3, right?
Yes.
By the way, did it take any film that you had?
I was not recording at the time.
You were not recording. What were you doing?
I was getting ready to find the perfect angle to start recording, because I just brought it out, and before we really started recording...
You just told me it was hovering in the same spot for at least 2 minutes.
It was, and I was just watching, so I was so infatuated by just how cool this view is from all my friends throwing their discs in. And then Knucklehead over here.
Don't call him the knucklehead. The knucklehead brought out the drone. Now, it is not my sense that the defendant, who was a friend of yours and on your league, did anything consciously with... Put your hand down. If I believed your statement, then I would let you talk. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great.
On the video, he was looking right at the drone.
Just a second. I don't know that. I don't see a video.
Okay.
So I don't know what he was looking at. If you had the video on, then I would have seen it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $750. We're finished. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Defendant, the plaintiff, I'm sorry, was very upset about it.
It was him. He broke it.
Almost in tears, so I just felt like...
He told me he'll take full responsibility.
I needed to do something to make him feel better, and...
He said he would pay for the whole drone.
You know, help everybody out in that situation.
I hope we can move past it and...
Maybe after some time, we can get past it and move on.
Rip it up on the disc golf course.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Yowell versus Walsh. Step forward.
25-year-old Thomas Yowell is suing neighbor Nancy Walsh for vet bills and travel costs after her cat attacked his Australian Shepherd puppy.
Mr. Yowell, it is your claim that the defendant's cat attacked your dog.
Yes.
You want to be made whole with regard to the vet bills that you incurred, and that it's not her cat. It was a different black and white cat. And the second defense is that even if it was the same cat, it's a feral cat and really not hers. Am I reading that right?
Sort of.
Well, what sort of did I get wrong?
My first offense definitely is that it's not my cat, and I have a witness to that effect. I also have pictures of 4 cats that I...
Okay, so the first offense is that it wasn't your cat.
That it wasn't my cat. The second defense I have is that I have proof that it wasn't my cat, and that Max is not a vicious cat that goes around attacking animals in our neighborhood.
Well, let us say for the moment, because I have to define your defense better.
Okay.
If your defense is it wasn't my cat, I'm prepared to hear that. I'm not prepared to listen to the fact, since you weren't there, that if it was in fact your cat, my cat has a nice personality, it doesn't bite people, it doesn't bite dogs. That's not important. If the attack took place and if it was in fact your cat, then you're responsible.
Absolutely.
Of course. Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Have you ever had any problems with neighbors?
No, because I pick up, and I know exactly who this neighbor is.
Who's had a problem with your cat?
No, she really has a problem with me.
You don't in her yard.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Thomas Yowell says neighbor Nancy Walsh owes for a cat attack.
I'm not prepared to listen to the fact, since you weren't there, that my cat has a nice personality, it doesn't bite people, it doesn't bite dogs. That's not important. If the attack took place and if it was in fact your cat, then you're responsible.
Absolutely.
Of course. Okay. So when did this happen, Mr. Yowell?
It happened the evening of April 23rd of this year. I was walking my dog around our neighborhood.
And you live in the same neighborhood?
Yes, Your Honor. And as I rounded the home stretch of the nightly walk, we observed a black and white cat off to the side. About 10 feet after we passed the cat, I noticed out of the corner of my eye something running up behind us and pounced on my dog, Maisie. They kind of had a little tussle on the ground, and I ended up having to, kind of kick it away, move it away with my foot, and then continued on the walk home. And once we got home, realized that Maisie, actually have some pictures here of the damage to her left eye. It looked like the cat had kind of clipped the eye with one of her nails. At that point, we brought her to the emergency vet room immediately, just due to the concern of the blood filling in her eye. While we were at the vet, I posted a description of the...
May I see it? Could you describe the cat to me?
That was a black and white cat, possibly a red collar, tags. That's how I figured it belonged to someone in the neighborhood because of the tags.
And it was red?
Possibly either the tags or the collar, yes, Your Honor.
You posted this the same day with the description of the cat?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, fine. Let me read what you wrote. How many other neighbors in your community have raised issues with you about your cat?
None. I will tell you this. Max is known in the neighborhood. They call him the mayor. The children love him. He sits on their patio furniture.
Let me tell you this. I'm just telling you, and I don't know if this is accurate, Miss Walsh, but the neighbor of yours who told the plaintiff who you were in a text said, "The cat is named Max, and he belongs to Nancy Walsh. I have had my own issues with her and her cat. The cat is allowed to roam free all day, every day." I'm just telling you that that's how the plaintiff got to you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What color is Max's collar?
Blue.
And the tag hanging from the collar?
Yellow?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Thomas Yowell says neighbor Nancy Walsh owes for a cat attack.
I'm just telling you that that's how the plaintiff got to you, from a neighbor of yours who says that she has had issues with not only your cat, but you also have 2 dogs?
Yes. I walk every day. They never run free.
Have you ever had any problems with neighbors about where your dogs walk?
No, because I pick up and I know exactly who this neighbor is. And let me tell you what the instance is about.
Well, just a second. So now you know that there is a neighbor, at least one, who's had a problem with your cat and your 2 dogs.
She really has a problem with me, not with the cat and the 2 dogs.
You don't in her yard.
Excuse me? No, I don't in her yard, nor do my animals. But I will tell you, the instance started with Max because that neighbor started feeding Max. So Max didn't come home for like 2 weeks. So I went and printed up a thing and put it around his collar. Please do not feed Max. He won't come home. So anyway, she stopped complained about something. I put a post up about her on the mailbox. But her problem is not with my animals. It is with Max. Because I have other witnesses and other neighbors who's...
Don't just a second. Is this a witness?
This is my witness, absolutely.
Okay, good. First, tell me your name.
My name's Cindy Vanover.
What are you a witness to?
Well, I'm a neighbor. Live in the same...
Do you know anything about this incident that occurred on April 23rd?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay. So
I want you to tell me what you know about the incident of April 23rd of this year in the evening.
So I was in my home. I had seen Max on my front lawn, and I have dogs of my own in the backyard. And so I heard a commotion. So I came outside, and Max was still on my front yard. And I walked over to the corner, and it maybe 100 yards away, maybe, I could see a couple of people, and it looked, you know, there was some kind of dog fight, cat fight, dog fight. And so then I went back inside. I didn't walk over there to see who it was or what was involved, but Max was in my yard.
So you know Max?
Yes. Shh. Yes, I know Max.
What color is Max's collar?
Blue.
And the tag hanging from the collar?
Yellow.
Now sit down.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Now I'd like to see a picture of Max.
I have 4 photographs.
No, just give the pictures of Max to the officer.
Only of Max.
Only of Max. Now show me the pictures of the other cats. Is that the only picture you have? You have a phone?
No, I have lots of pictures. It's hard for me to find them,
Just
though,
a second.
I'm not...
Just a second. Who was this a picture of?
I don't know.
Where did you get the picture?
A stock photo.
A what?
A stock photo where you go online and you get free pictures, you download them.
Can I see your vet bills, please?
Yes, Your Honor. I also have the rules and regulations that the HOA set of the neighborhood. And
You don't have to show me the rules and regulations of the neighborhood. Now, when you started this conversation with me, Miss Walsh, what you said was there are 3 or 4 other cats in the neighborhood that look at the pictures that you just handed me?
No, they are not.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $491. We're done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I'm thrilled that she's got the facts right and was able to...
The cat was not Max.
Find out that it was indeed Max that caused the injuries to my dog.
Max is basically known in the neighborhood. There are no leash laws in the state of Austin.
She admitted to it, and I'd have to say, if you don't want to be responsible for something, definitely do not put it in writing.
No witnesses. He had nothing that was notarized or assured.
The neighbor, you know, initially let me know that it was her, and then she actually also responded to the post.
He heard this from a neighbor who doesn't like me.
You know, saying that it's my cat Max, and, you know, apologies.
That he stays 2 blocks from me and I stay 2 blocks from him.
But, you know, I hope that we can at least, you know, still maybe wave as we get the mail.
She was going to put on Facebook the fact that you're a deadbeat.
I told her, go ahead and do it.
A threat over a loan leads to a lie.
The day that he was supposed to pay me the money, he texted me telling me that he found out he has gonorrhea and that I gave it to him. So I freaked out. I was crying. I was like, oh, no, absolutely.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on in your mind, Mr. Brown.
Judge Judy. You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Michelle Boatwright is suing her ex-lover, Jonelle Brown, for an unpaid loan and punitive damages for threats of defamation.
Order. All rise. It's case number 164 on the calendar in the matter of Boatwright versus Brown.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
All right, Mr. Brown, I'm going to start with you, sir. There is no question that you took some money from Miss Boatwright. How much money did you take from her?
About $360. $360.91, the price for the key.
$361?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many times did you meet Miss Boatwright?
Overall, or just?
Overall, how many times did you meet with her?
Maybe about three or four times.
How many times did you meet?
Around that, yeah.
And you met on Facebook?
Yes.
You reached out to him?
I did.
When was that?
It was about a little over a year ago.
And in what month did you give him this $361?
Oh, the exact date was actually give it to him. I paid directly to Mercedes.
You mean for something for his car?
Yeah, it was for a key fob that didn't work any longer.
And he asked you for it?
No, not exactly. Can I explain?
Okay. Did he ask you for the money?
Well, I offered to lend it to him, and he agreed to pay me in 10 to 14 days.
Is that true? No, look at me. Is that true?
It's semi-true.
Well, if it's somewhat true that you had trouble with your car that wouldn't start because of the key fob, and either you agreed to pay her or you didn't agree to pay her.
We had several conversations about it. It wasn't just one conversation about it.
Well, let's talk about the initial conversation. In the initial conversation, when she offered you this money,
yes,
did you tell her that you would pay her back?
In the initial conversation, yes. But
yes.
We had conversations before she gave me the money.
Well, that's the initial conversation.
Yes.
The initial conversation, you said you would pay her back.
Yes.
And
I have text messages.
He admits it, which is a good thing for him. What changed?
Between me?
Between you saying, if you pay this to Mercedes, I'll pay you back in a couple of weeks or whenever. Why didn't you pay her?
Well, it was like a really tight situation at that time.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean tight.
I had actually tight the situation that was going on. I had just moved, and I had surgery in the same week. And my car broke down.
So that's okay. All of those things are stressors on you.
Yeah.
That doesn't change the legal obligation to pay her back the $361.
Well, I told her after the initial conversation that I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that again because I have so much on my plate.
Well, you can't get the money.
It was before she gave me the money.
It was before she gave you the money. So before she gave you the money, you said, you know what? I said I could pay you back, but I don't think I can. I have too much going on.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Somewhere along the lines, yeah.
Is that right?
No. Even after giving him the money, he agreed that he was going to pay it back.
And you have text messages to prove that. So you want to change your story?
Oh, I have the text messages where I said to her.
I'd like to see the text message in and around August of this year where he says he's going to pay you back.
So I'm assuming that the conversations we had in person and over the phone doesn't count.
There was no such conversation.
I'm not answering your question, sir.
Here we go.
Shucks.
I mean, if I was known I was getting sued, I probably would have kept a lot of these conversations.
Okay, so that's $300. Now, she has an additional claim, sir, that's a little more distressing to me. And that's an additional claim for medical expenses. After she asked you back for this money, did you make a threat to her?
No, I didn't make a threat to her.
Did he?
She actually threatened me, actually.
Well.
So what I had said on Facebook was, you need to pay me my money, or I'm going to put it on Facebook that you owe me money. And then he proceeded to text me back with a whole lot of nonsense and saying, you know, you go ahead and embarrass yourself and your kids. I'll do it for you. Well, it wouldn't be embarrassing to me that you owe me money and you're not paying me.
Right.
So I believe he was referring to him telling me that I gave him gonorrhea, which I have my test results. I did not.
Just a second. When did he tell you that?
So the 15th, the day that he was supposed to pay me the money, we were supposed to meet up that night. That morning, he texted me telling me that he found out he has gonorrhea and that I gave it to him. So I freaked out. I was crying. I was like, oh no, what am I supposed to do? I went to get my test the next day.
And of course, you tested negative,
Absolutely.
which you have there.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Brown, that's what I'm talking about. That's a nasty that I'm talking about. So first, I'm going to ask you, what made you believe that you were infected with an STD? That's not a laugh.
Not a lot of things.
No. I'm asking you direct questions.
Yeah.
What made you think, now after you got into this discussion about money and that she was going to put on Facebook the fact that you owed her money, which is a place where you met, in a group chat?
No, I actually commented on, he said something about being 6'4", and so I was like, oh, 6'4".
I don't even know how that works, that you can find somebody else. Anyway. After she said she was going to put on Facebook the fact that she had loaned you money and you reneged on paying her back, what made you think that you had a sexually transmitted disease is my first question. What made you think that? Had you been diagnosed, or was this just something you threw out there?
It was something I threw out there.
All right, well, that's a big problem, sir.
Well, we had conversations prior to that.
Conversation about what?
Well, it was several conversations.
I want to hear conversations about, listen, you meet someone on Facebook, you get together, you have intimate relations with them. I would like to know what kind of conversations you have about transmitting STDs to each other.
Well, I knew at that point, I knew before that point that she was going to get kind of cycled, and then that was...
No, look at me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Look at me, Mr. Brown. If what you are saying to me, sir, is that you got this money from her, it was a loan. She's owed the money. She demanded the money from you. You said, you blew her off. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you the next day. Whatever. I'll put it on your card. I'll put it on your card app. I can't get to the bank today. Whatever other excuses you gave her. And then when she said to you, you know, I'm going to put on Facebook that you're a deadbeat, that I loaned you money and you didn't pay me back. And if what you're telling me is your response to her to prevent her from putting out the breached loan agreement on Facebook, you threw out there, well, you gave me an STD. Having no basis for that statement, you didn't have an STD, you had never been diagnosed with an STD. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is that what you did? If you just say yes, don't try to make a whole bunch of excuses and whittle your way. I want to understand something. On your best day, you're not as smart as I am on my worst.
But that's not exactly what happened, though.
So let's start out with, were you ever diagnosed during this period with an STD?
No.
So you had no basis to believe that you had an STD?
No.
And when you told her you were going to put on Facebook the fact that she had therefore given you an STD, that was say.
She text messaged me with all this long threat about what she was going to do.
Do you have a threat by him that he is going to broadcast the fact?
No.
That
what ended up happening was when she threatened me with all of this, whatever she threatened me with, to put it on Facebook.
She said she was going to legitimately put on Facebook the fact that you're a deadbeat.
Well, all that, whatever she said she's going to do. I told her, go ahead and do it. But I didn't say...
He said... I'll post it.
I'll post it myself. That's no problem. I have no problem doing
the very last sentence.
Yeah, I don't get embarrassed by stuff like that.
He texted me afterwards.
Well, she realized that when it wasn't going to embarrass me, that's why she didn't post it. She thought I was going to feel some kind of way or
just be quiet.
Be all hurt about it.
You may get over with girlfriends with that kind of gibberish. You don't get over it with me.
Well, she already had posted on Facebook.
Just be quiet.
Also.
You said to her, I didn't go to some clinic because I felt something. I see in capital specialists. Did you write that? People who go through my body with a microscope to make sure I'm good. So I suggest you find a different doctor or use a different kit. That's you. That's you.
When you say it like that, it sounds crazy.
When you say it like that, it sounds crazy. That's what you wrote. It's not out of context. It's what you wrote to her. You said you had this disease. She went to the doctor. She had incurred medical bills, all because you were messing around with her head. And then she said, my medical test is clean. You wrote, oh, well, yeah, I go to a specialist. I go to people who go through my body with a microscope. That's not out of context. That's in context, you idiot. What were your medical bills?
It was $89.
You're suing him for $1,250. The remainder is for emotional distress. You got it. He's an idiot. I would have given you more. What a fool you are. $1,250. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't think there's anything confusing about it. I lent you money. You were supposed to pay me back. You didn't.
Nah, because she was acting a little psycho before that.
Well, yeah, he stopped responding to me because I'm crazy.
The text message was to kind of just hoping that she'd just leave me alone at that point because she was acting a little before then.
I mean, I was freaked out. Who wants to think that they have an STD?
Yeah, I shouldn't even took the money. I should have left it be, and then, you know, we wouldn't be here right now.
I'm just glad I'm getting my money back.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Caston versus Sagami Naga, step forward.
Chelsea Caston is suing her former roommate, Michelle Sagami Naga, for the cost of a mattress.
Ms. Caston, how long were you and the defendant roommates?
Since May of 2018.
Where are you living now?
I'm currently at my boyfriend's.
What's his name?
Is Chris.
Chris what?
Chris.
Are you asking me? Is that a question?
No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
As you can tell from the photos, that looks more of a throw-up kind of soil.
Could be.
And he likes to have accidents.
I'm asking you.
Oh, yeah.
No attitude. The only attitude here is mine.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Chelsea Caston says former roommate Michelle Sagami Naga owes for a mattress that was soiled by her dog. Michelle has a countersuit for property damaged by Chelsea's dog.
Now, where are you living now?
I'm currently at my boyfriend's.
What's his name?
Is Chris.
Chris what?
Chris.
Are you asking me? Is that a question?
No.
What kind of work does he do?
He owns a tattoo shop.
On what date did you move into his apartment?
I believe it would
May
be...
1st.
No, not into his apartment. And his apartment was about 2 weeks ago. I don't know the exact date.
On what date did you move out of the apartment?
Weeks ago, I moved into my boyfriend's out of the apartment that we shared. I still currently pay rent there.
Where?
At our apartment.
Where is that? In what city?
Excuse me?
In what city?
Los Angeles.
Good. So you still live with her?
On a lease, technically, yes, but my belongings aren't in the apartment any longer.
And you said she moved out May 1st.
No, we moved in together May 1st.
Oh.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
Okay. Now, your claim is that her dog ruined your mattress. She has some ridiculous counterclaim that your dog destroyed some of her stuff. Did you both have dogs when you moved in?
Yes.
And on what date do you claim that the defendant's dog ruined your mattress?
August 19th, I would say. I had left town August 17th.
And you came back on the 19th?
On the 20th.
And you found your mattress messed?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you sleep on the 21st?
On the couch.
And on the 22nd?
On my bed. I had rented a steam cleaner.
And on the 23rd?
Back on the couch.
On the 24th?
I believe at my boyfriend's.
25th?
At my boyfriend's.
26th?
My boyfriend's.
I mean, I could go through the dates up until now, so it's really been longer than 2 weeks that you've been at your boyfriend's.
Okay.
When did you move all of your stuff out?
This was after she threw out her mattress.
When did she move?
7th, I believe.
When is the lease up?
May 1st, 2019.
Are you still living in the apartment?
Yes, I am.
You have a long time left to go on the lease.
Yes.
What are you going to do about it?
Pay the rent.
Now, what kind of dog do you have?
I have a Sheltie. I have a photo right here of him. He comes from a line of show dogs.
Just a second, he's very nice. Beautiful. Shelties are really nice dogs. I like them. What kind of a dog do you have?
I have a French Bulldog.
How old?
He's 2 years old.
Does he sleep on the bed with you?
Yes.
Does he get up on the bed himself?
I usually pick him up and put him on the bed.
Does he get off the bed himself?
Yes.
When you left, and you say you left on the 17th.
Yes.
Did you leave directly from your home?
From our apartment, yes.
Where did you go?
To Joshua Tree.
And describe the mattress when you came home.
It was completely disheveled. My comforter had been moved off to the side, and it was soiled with feces.
Can I see it? And you threw it away?
I had rented a steam cleaner and nothing was working. I drenched it in Febreze and I went to Petco and got some kind of cleaner that's for this type of mess, but it had seeped into the mattress.
You couldn't get it out?
Exactly.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you going to remain with him?
I believe so, unless if we can come to a peaceful agreement.
Is what you're telling me going back to the apartment that you shared together has to do with her buying you a new mattress?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Chelsea Caston says former roommate Michelle Sagaminaga owes for a mattress that was soiled by her dog. Michelle has a countersuit for property damaged by Chelsea's dog.
Now, describe the mattress when you came home.
It was completely disheveled. My comforter had been moved off to the side and it was soiled. I went to Petco and got some kind of cleaner that's for this type of mess, but it had seeped into the mattress.
You couldn't get it out.
Exactly.
Okay. Ball's in your court.
Yes. As you can tell from the photos, that looks more of a throw-up kind of soil.
Could be.
And Pudge is known to have upset stomachs. He always comes home and he gets very excited to see both Chelsea and I, and he likes to have accidents. Pepper.
I'm asking you.
Oh, yeah.
No attitude. The only attitude here is mine.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Plaintiff said that when she left on vacation, which sounds very, and if there was a mess in her room, would not have left for a week unless she's a nut. I don't think she's a nut. So
she packed
when
her
she came home. When she came home, she immediately discussed this with you as soon as she saw you. Is that a yes or a no?
No.
Tell me when the first time you discussed this problem with the defendant was.
I had immediately confronted her.
Well, tell me what you said to her. You came home on the 20th?
Yes. I was screaming.
Was she home?
Yes. I was screaming that there was...
Mess.
A mess.
I'm not sure what it was, but there was a mess.
There was a mess in my bed, and my dog had not been home.
And what did she say?
And she tried to act a little surprised.
Not what she tried to act. What did she say?
She said that it wasn't her dog and that she had seen it, but did not want to clean it up because she didn't want to take ownership of it.
How many bedrooms are there in this apartment?
2-bedroom.
Now, you're with your boyfriend, is that right?
Yes.
Are you going to remain with him?
I believe so, unless if we can come to a peaceful agreement.
Well, what kind of peaceful agreement do you think you can come to?
I'm not quite sure at this moment.
Is what you're telling me going back to the apartment that you shared together has to do with her buying you a new mattress?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Want justice? Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Is what you're telling me going back to the apartment that you shared together has to do with her buying you a new mattress?
Yes.
And that's a $3,000 mattress.
No, don't be ridiculous. She's not going to get $3,000 for a mattress. What size bed do you have?
A California king.
It would be a fair statement that since you have no documentation in front of you, you have no receipt for this mattress because it was a gift.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now you have a counterclaim. And your counterclaim is that her dog damaged some of your clothes. I don't care.
Your Honor, Pudge, he has this ointment.
I don't care. He moved in with dogs. I don't care. Her dog has ointment and rubs his face on your clothes. I don't care. That's what you moved in with. You have to give us $600 for a new mattress. We're done. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
You know, dogs are dogs. She came in. I shouldn't have to replace her mattress because she knows what dogs do.
She admitted that her dog had soiled my bed.
I refused to touch it.
$600 isn't even... I can't do this.
And also, it didn't smell, so I had no idea.
I'm not...
There's going to be a friendship anymore.
It all started because you didn't do the right thing.
A driver has trouble following the law.
You failed to properly register the car when you bought it. Is there any reason?
I actually had to go and do 90 days in prison.
That her car got locked up.
It got towed from someplace.
It was involved in a drug bust.
Who was busted?
A friend of mine.
Oh.
Judge Judy. You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Tanya Karen and her daughter, Sherry Taylor, are suing Stephanie Chesney for car damages, rental fees, and fraud.
Order. All rise. It's case number 253 on the calendar, the matter of Karen Taylor versus Chesney. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
All right, I'm going to do a broad stroke story of what I understand happened in this case. And you can correct me only if there's any major problem with what I'm suggesting. Your complaint, the car.
I did.
When did you buy this BMW?
Back in September of 2017.
Who did you buy it from?
Mark's Enterprise in Reedsville, North.
Just a second. Mark's Enterprise?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a 2007 BMW or a 2008?
2008.
Now, you used to, Miss Chesney, own this 2008 BMW.
Correct.
You haven't owned it for quite some time.
Correct.
When did you sell it?
I sold it in November 2016.
To whom?
I sold it to damagedcars.com. It was involved in a wreck.
And what did you get for it?
I got $1,200.
And how much did you pay to Mark's Enterprise for this car?
$3,300. Total loss.
Sure, I'm sorry. Paid $3,300 from Mark's Enterprise. The only problem is, well, several problems. You failed to properly register the car when you bought it. You did a lot of work on it, but you failed to register it at all.
Yes, ma'am.
And it got towed off your street.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not correct.
It got towed from someplace.
Yes,
From
ma'am.
where?
It was involved in a drug bust.
Oh. Who was busted?
A young man by the name of Jerome.
So the car was involved in a drug bust with a friend of yours?
Yes, ma'am.
And it was impounded?
Yes, ma'am.
And the car sat in impound for a while, and then they contacted you?
Correct.
And they said, you're the titled owner to this car. Do you want it? And if you don't want it, you have to pay the fees that have accumulated on it so far because you are the titled owner.
Correct.
Now, when was the car taken in the drug bust? Month and year?
February 26, 2018.
And when were you called from impound?
I received a letter from the state of North Carolina. I picked up about April the 1st, 2018.
So the car had been sitting for a little over a month?
Correct.
So you went and got it?
Yes, I was told.
Whatever. Can't tell me what you went and got it, and you paid the impound fees.
Correct.
Which is how much?
I paid $1,480.
To make a long story short, you got to where she was. Police got involved. Ultimately, you got the car back.
Yes, ma'am.
And you say it was damaged.
Yes, ma'am.
Who cares? I don't care. Your fault. You failed to title the car. You failed to register the car. The car was involved in a drug bust with clearly somebody that you knew. What'd you want her to do? Let the car sit there in impound? Well, it's not going to let the car sit in impound. It's not your fault. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. If you did what you were supposed to do, you would have registered the car the day that you bought it. You might have found out if you attempted to register the car appropriately that Mark's Enterprise didn't have a good title because she hadn't been signed off on the title. But you didn't do that. Is there any reason?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
I actually had to go and do 90 days in prison. And also, I did attempt to get it registered, but it was a lien release against damagedcars.com that actually did not fill the paperwork out right, which I, in turn, in process,
listen to me,
did it.
When did you buy the car?
I bought the car in September.
September of 17.
And I
When did you go to jail?
January the 3rd.
September, October, November, December, January. That's 4 months you had to register the car. 4 months. Then you went to jail for 90 days.
Okay, I fixed the car. The car was total loss.
I don't care.
I know, but
I don't care.
It stayed in the shop 2 months.
It doesn't matter to me. It's your fault that she got a call to come and get this car because the impound fees are revving up.
I understand, but she sold the car in 2016. Yeah. She received the check for the car, cashed it, and as the state of North Carolina tells her to fill out a form that says she is no longer a registered owner of that car. Right. So she stole my car.
No, she didn't. She didn't steal your car.
It wasn't her car.
Just a second. It all started because you didn't do the right thing.
I couldn't do the right thing if the DMV gave me a letter telling me that I had to...
Madam.
Yes, ma'am.
From September, October, November, December, and January, the DMV gave you nothing because you didn't try to register it.
I got
Just show me that you tried to register it the week, the month that you bought it. Show me.
It took me, I live in Wilmington, North Carolina, which is about...
You have no case. If you can't show me that you tried to register it within a month, show me that you tried to register it within the month that you bought it. Show me, don't come up here. Don't give me a whole bunch of papers. Make a circle around where you tried to register the car in September or October of 2017. Right there. So show me that you tried to register it in September.
This is another reassignment.
I tried twice.
That's another reassignment from the actual dealer.
May I say something, Your Honor?
No. You can show me something that says you tried to register the car when you got it.
Yes. And this right, I'm sorry, this right here. I apologize.
What is this?
It's a reassignment for title, to assign the title to my mother's name.
If I'm mistaken.
And what happened with it?
The damagedcars.com failed to send the right paperwork to me, and I talked to the title expert there. She got a form to...
You can't tell me. Listen to me.
She got a form to Mark's Enterprise, which they in turn sent it to me. I took it back.
I just want the dates that all this, if all this happened in September...
I was having time. I had to go and do 3 months. When I came home, I tried to get the car back.
Would you do me a favor? Would you return this to her? Thank you very much. She's not giving you any money. Understand, she's not. You have your car back. You're very lucky. Is it back with you?
And it was damaged.
I don't care.
They drained every fluid in my car out. They damaged the tires and they scratched my car up.
I don't have
And they refused to give it back after the police told them to give it back.
Yeah, but did you get it back?
Damaged.
Did you get it back?
I got it back damaged.
We're done. Thank you very much.
Your Honor, I am countersuing.
Oh, I know you are. Forget it.
Okay.
Forget it?
Absolutely. Forget it. You knew that you sold the car.
Correct.
And what you would get...
Can I say something, please? Please?
Do what you want.
Listen. Let me be a little more disposed for paying the storage fees, or they were going to sell the car and sue us to get the money.
And then all you had to do was show that you had sold the car to damagedcars.com.
We did all
that. Listen to me. You went and got the car. You went
it was full of drugs.
Just a second. You went and got the car, and what did you do with it?
I put it in the garage. We never drove it. Never drove it.
Did you fix it?
Just a second,
I have the answer here.
Then I fixed it. I fixed it. I started fixing the car, not knowing her situation until June. When she showed up in June,
just a second.
we gave her the car back.
Just a second. What I'm telling you, sir, is I read your answer in your countersuit.
Right.
You're suing because you put work in the car, $1,500 or $2,000 worth of work, knowing you didn't own it.
Okay, but what about just the storage fee?
Bye.
I'd like to, Your Honor, I would like to
show you one thing. One thing, please. I just want to show you where they were supposed to fill out a registration form that they don't own the car when they
Listen to me very carefully. The car that you failed to register was involved in a drug-related incident with somebody that you knew. Say goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was told by the state of North Carolina that the car was registered to me and legally I was responsible for it.
She obtained property by false pretense.
I found out I had been involved in one of the largest drug raids in North Carolina, 5,000...
That's the way she wants to look at it.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Cheatham versus Shue. Step forward.
Veronica Cheatham is suing her landlord, Charlie Shue, for property damage and the cost of a hospital visit.
Miss Cheatham, you were living in an apartment. The building was owned by Mr. Chu, is that correct?
Yes.
And that apartment that you were living in is an apartment that was subsidized by Section 8 housing?
Yes.
How long have you been living there?
A little over a year.
And where did you live prior to living in that apartment?
In a condo.
Was that also Section 8 housing?
Yes.
Where is it located?
In Anaheim.
How long did you live there?
About a year.
Why did you move?
The owner sold the property.
Prior to living there, where did you live?
On Lincoln for about 6 years.
And why did you move from there?
They no longer accepted Section 8 housing.
It is your claim that the apartment that you were in had many, many difficulties. And at one point, there was a leak in the roof that caused damage to your property.
Yes.
That Mr. Shue hired roofers to repair the roof, that the roofers did not do their due diligence, and they thought that there was an attic between the roof and your apartment. It turned out that there was not an attic, and there was further damage to your property.
Yes.
You want Mr. Shue to be responsible for that?
Yes.
When was the damage to your property?
When
did you move into the property?
July the 2nd. My lease officially started June the 12th, but I didn't officially move my belongings out of the storage until the 2nd of July.
And you had a one-year lease?
Yes.
So your lease was up in July of 2018?
Yes.
Why didn't you move?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You ask him, when will you be replacing my property? You list the property. Follow carefully what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying he's not responsible for the damaged property. I'm just saying that it's not time to refurnish your house.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Veronica Cheatham says her landlord, Charlie Shue, is responsible for property damage and injuries to her daughter as the result of his negligence.
Okay, so your lease was up in July of 2018?
Yes.
Why didn't you move?
I was looking for a place that accept housing. I found a place and served him my notice to move.
When?
I served him last month.
When are you moving?
In the middle of next month, I'll be out.
Now, the roofing company who was hired by Mr. Shue.
Yes.
Did they give you any money for the damage that was caused to your apartment?
They gave me $100 for laundry. He said he felt sorry that I was not notified.
We already said.
Yes.
What else?
That's it.
You have photographs. I can't tell what this is.
That's a box full of water from the rain before they started to replace the roofing.
Well, what was damaged of yours?
That is the Wii. Everything in the box is a Wii, it's a cell phone, it's a tablet, photos.
Oh, I can't see this. This is...
It's more pictures that once I actually start taking the items out. It was an electric guitar, a piano.
When did this roof damage come in?
In January.
Mr. Shue, did you go to the residence in January?
I go there several times.
Well, did you go there in January after the roof damage?
Her apartment, I don't remember.
No, he didn't.
Did you notify him?
Yes, I did, through text message. He told me to go out and communicate with them myself and let them know that the roof was coming in. However, they don't speak English, so we couldn't even communicate. I started fussing back with him, letting him know how bad it was and demanding he come see it himself. He told me no, to reach out to them. They didn't actually get in communication and come in and help me until the third day after I started fussing with the owner of the company stating that the roof had came in on my daughter's head. That's when he told them to come to the door to give me something for laundry to try to take off a little ease off me from being angry.
I would like you to tell me why you didn't go over and see the damage.
We have a technology, right? We have a cell phone. We can use a text message. She sent me the pictures. So she notified me there's water leaks from the roof. I asked her, I have evidence here also. I asked her, what is the problem? What is the damage? She has a list here.
I'd like to see it.
Okay, no problem.
That's not truthful, Your Honor. When I first originally notified...
Exhibit, I call it, is it 9, 10, 11? Okay, show them.
Okay. So this is what you told him was damaged.
I'm not sure which one you're looking at because there was so many damages over a period of time.
Just a second. The only email about damage that I have, you may have others. And if you have others, I'm more than happy to look at them. But this is what he asked you. You said, when will you be replacing my property? And he said, what is it? I will take a look tomorrow. And you responded with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. A white Wii, a black tablet, a camera, a Paw Patrol piano. I don't know what that is.
It's a floor piano. It's with keys that they can, can dance on and they make noise and so forth.
It's for kids?
Yes.
Costs what, $49? Yeah.
Probably so.
A camera, what kind of... Okay, you have receipts for those?
No, I don't, not anymore. They broke into my home. A lot of things were taken.
And a white Wii?
That's the one before the newest one came out. He has the newest one, but that's the one right before it. And we were battling over what it cost. At this point, I've only seen it for $169. He keeps finding different places every time he Googles.
So far, at most, you have $300 worth of damage that you told him about.
That was starting out with. No, it was more than that. That was just starting out. No. On that one email, it's more emails.
Just a second. As a result of the roof. From what? Just a second. Now I'll see any other emails that you have that are inconsistent with this email that you sent to him. Follow carefully what I'm saying to you. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying he's not responsible for the damaged property. I'm just saying that it's not time to refurnish your house.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, you have a bill for me for cleaning up the apartment?
No, he has it.
Did you pay it?
The roofing company is responsible for everything.
Just a second. She doesn't have to go after the roofing company, Mr. Shu. You have to go after the roofing company because you hired them.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Veronica Cheatham says her landlord, Charlie Shu, is responsible for property damage and injuries to her daughter as the result of his negligence.
Okay, let me... And they were, and with other property that you allege was damaged. Don't give me all that stuff. I don't want all that stuff. I want to see an email that you sent to him, like you did here.
We dealt between email and text. It's right here.
I want to send...
It's in text, and that's all the violations behind it that was wrote up from the damages.
No. I want to see the list, when it is, of what damages there were. I have a current list here, January, when there was damages to your house.
Yeah, the current list started off with him and the roofer, but once talking to legal advice, it said it's not on the roofer, it's all on him, and I forwarded it back to him.
Okay, so this doesn't give me a list. A list. When you sent him a list of what was damaged is what I need.
It was just over a period of time, different items. It wasn't just a grand list at one time. Every time something went out, I told him what it was through text.
It's not happening.
So he could just damage my property and it's
No,
not
you're going to
happening?
get paid for what you told him was damaged.
I told him over a period of time, a lot of things through text. He never shows up. He don't come. He's always saying, I'm at a resort. I'm in China. I'm here. I'm there. I can't force him to come actually take a look. And, of course, things that you find discovered damage, you don't find in one day. Over time, when you go to it, you find out that stuff's been damaged. The whole entire roofing had to be replaced.
Did you replace the roofing?
Yes, I have.
But I was damaged through all of the replacement. He never informed me that the roof was going to be replaced all over my unit. And on top of that, I tell him, come see how bad it is. You see a picture, that's still not seeing the physical damage actually being there.
I want to explain something. He's not giving you $5,000.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you the victim of a scam? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Now, I want to explain something. He's not giving you $5,000.
I mean, but he's going to do something for the damage?
No, I have $300 so far. Now, you have a bill for me for cleaning up the apartment?
No, he has it. I forwarded it to him when he came.
Did he pay it?
No, he did not.
Did you pay it?
Okay, here's the thing.
No, not here's the thing. I don't want to here's the thing.
I didn't pay,
Did she?
But the roofing company is responsible for everything.
Just a second.
They pay.
No. She doesn't have to go after the roofing company, Mr. Shu. You have to go after the roofing company because you hired them. That's not her problem. Who did she hire to clean the apartment?
Okay. I gave it to you, the evidence. One page, it shows the roofer. They gave them $100 for cleaning, for the laundry. Okay.
Only.
Also, they sent 2 people helping clean the
third day help
room.
vacuum.
All I want you to do...
They did already.
No, they didn't.
All I want you...
You have not done anything.
That.
You're not doing due diligence. You put the blame on everybody instead of taking care of it.
Bye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
He is a slumlord, and my paperwork proves that.
So when they give me a notice, I always get a permit, hire somebody to fix it.
I hope this matter makes him do better as a landlord and start doing his due diligence, fixing property repairs as they come.
It's time to move on.
She got them. I paid for them. It was my gift to my great-grandchildren.
A bad way to choose family pets.
Can you tell me why you got this breed of dog?
They were on sale, so we just grabbed them. They're boxer mix.
No, they're more pit bull than boxer.
They've never attacked a person ever.
Did you see what they did to her dogs?
No, I haven't seen it, no.
Just take a look.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Lori Brunier and her daughter, Lindsay Dimas, are suing neighbor Lori Hughes and her former tenant, Luis Paello, for vet bills, damages to a fence, and pain and suffering.
All rise. Case number 233 on the calendar, the matter of Brunier, Dimas versus Hughes, Paello.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
What's your last name?
Brunier.
Miss Brunier, do you own your house?
Yes.
And Miss Hughes, you own the property next door?
Yes.
And you had rented that property to Mr. Paella?
Yes.
You had a lease with him?
It was a month-to-month rental agreement.
Was it ever in writing?
Yes.
And it became a month-to-month after he lived there a certain number of years?
No, there was never a term on like a lease. It was just always a month-to-month rental agreement.
You have nothing to do with the house other than the fact that you own it. Is that correct?
I guess I'm not understanding what you mean by I have nothing to do with it, but...
Well, you have nothing to do with the exterior of the house, the interior of the house. That's taken care of.
By the rents, yes.
By the
Lindsay and Danny,
renters.
yes.
It is your claim that Mr. Paello's dogs attacked yours.
Yes.
And that was accomplished because of a defective fence.
Their dogs had been destroying the fence over the course of almost a year.
And they were able to get into your yard.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you ever speak to the tenant? You're no longer a tenant.
I had to move.
She evicted you?
No. I by choice. I didn't want to remain there and be sued at the same time. No, I thought she was going to sue me, so I didn't want to be beholden to her by renting from her and being sued at the same time. I wasn't comfortable living there from that point on.
You have pictures of your dogs?
Yes.
I want to see them.
Judge, yep. I did give him 3-day notice for violating the terms of the rental agreement by having the dogs and having tenants that weren't on the rental agreement. So yes, I did. I rented to husband and wife, period. And at a certain point in time, different people were living there. This incident happened. There was a granddaughter, adult male, and 2 minor children, I think, living there, plus more additional people in the basement.
When did you get these puppies?
Gosh, I don't know exactly, probably a year ago.
Where did you get them from?
I got them as a present for my granddaughter,
Where did you get them from?
She got them. I paid for them. It was my gift to my great-grandchildren.
You got the dogs?
Yes.
Could you tell me why you got this breed of dog?
They were on sale, so we just grabbed them. They're boxer mix.
Yeah, they're more pit bull than boxer. You understand that?
Yes.
So my question is, you have young children. Why do you get this breed of dog? And you're telling me that you got them because they were on sale?
My son loved them. He has been playing with them since they were 8 weeks old. And so they loved him. And
did you see what they did to her dogs?
No, I haven't seen it, no.
Would you like to see pictures of what these puppies did to her dogs? Sure. I'd like to see it. Maybe I'll show her. And maybe something in the brain will strike a spark.
I've got before and afters for you. They're pretty gruesome, so...
What?
If you see the picture I gave you of the dogs, my great-grandson was in no danger.
I'm going to read you a letter. Mm-hmm. And all of you pit bull owners out there, don't write me letters, don't write me emails, don't write me hate mail. I don't read them, and I don't care. My 3-year-old beloved grandson is lying in a hospital bed, implanted with an IV and many stitches all over his face and chin. My heart is broken. His grandma and I were the last call out of guilt, I suppose. He is the victim of a pit bull attack. Since the babies were born, many heated arguments about the dangers and parents subjected these children to fell on deaf ears. It seems that all their friends have at least one. They have 2. At home, the little guys say, "Papa, dog bit me. I can hardly stand the pain in my chest. My heart is broken." Just 3 days before, I warned the family member again about these unpredictable, dangerous animals around children. If it walks like y'all when defending the breed, call them American Bulldogs or Staffordshire Terriers or some other pet name. You, in your answer, call them boxers. People who allow this to happen should lose their assets and be jailed. They all know an altercation is inevitable. The children, the poor little children, scarred, maimed for life in a flash by the parents' choice, owning and being with what they say is a loving, placid, calm, loyal pet. I ask them all the time, what makes this dog worth the risk? And they always say the same thing, no risk. I keep this letter. It's a letter to the editor that this grandfather wrote to the newspaper. Just reading it to you. I want you to show that to her and to the grandfather. One day, your dogs are not going to be able to tell the difference between a next-door neighbor who is a dog, and one of your kids. Just take a look.
If I may, my German Shepherd ended up with over 40 punctures.
Does it look like I'm needing any help from you?
No.
see his dogs in your yard?
Yes.
All right. You weren't there?
No.
And you weren't there?
Not when it happened.
That's right. And you for sure weren't there?
No.
But you were, in fact, notified by one of them that this fence was defective, Miss Hughes. Is that right?
No. I had received messages left on my
So you received
business line.
I said notified. You had been notified by the neighbors that the fence was defective.
I don't think the fence was ever discussed. I was notified that he had dogs, and I instantly called him and said, you don't have dogs there, you're not allowed to have dogs there. And the last phone call I had with him before the date of the attack, I was told that the dogs were gone and no longer there by Luis.
By him?
Yes.
That was the day before the attack?
I think it was approximately a week before the attack. He told me the dogs were no longer on the property.
Good. I'm glad she evicted you.
I spoke with Laura on July 12th of 2017 when she called me back after I left her a message. And I let her know that her fence was being destroyed by the tenants' dogs, and she told me that they weren't supposed to have dogs there. And I have the phone records to prove that phone call.
You have the vet bills?
I gave you the phone bills and the text messages. These are the vet bills.
Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. We're done.
It was absolutely awful.
A lot of lies, a lot of things never mentioned.
That's a joke.
Didn't get my day in court.
Be better dog owners. Be more responsible.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Morgan versus O'Connor. Step forward.
Katie Ann Morgan is suing her ex-husband, Robert O'Connor, for the return of rent and utilities due to an illegal eviction.
Miss Morgan, how long were you and the defendant married?
We were married for 5 years.
And you have one child?
Yep.
How old is that child?
She's 11.
Who does she live with?
She currently lives with my mother and me. My mom has guardianship of her.
Do you live with your mother?
I do.
Why does your mother have guardianship of your daughter?
I had been in an abusive relationship back in 2014, and it had just gotten really out of hand, so my mom stepped in to help me.
Is the child with your mother just on a guardianship request, or was she placed there by social services?
Nope, guardianship request.
How long have you lived with your mother?
Now I've been there for about 3 months.
Prior to that, according to your complaint, you had been divorced from the defendant for quite some time, but you needed a place to stay. Now, you needed a place to stay, is that because of this abusive relationship or because your mother asked you to leave?
No, I was actually dating somebody else at the time, and me and him had ended our relationship, so I was looking. We were still mending our relationship from the past. Me and my mom were.
So Mr. O'Connor allowed you to move in with him with the agreement that you pay him $350 a month rent and some other conditions.
Yes.
When did you move in?
August 3rd.
And when did you move out?
August 12th.
So it didn't work out?
No, it did not.
Okay. Now I'd like you to tell me what you're suing him for.
So I had moved in August 3rd, and I had given him the rent money August 5th. And I had stayed there that whole week, but...
Don't tell me your whole story. I just asked you what you were suing him for.
He had wrongfully evicted me, basically.
That's a ridiculous cause of action. Did he give you back any of your rent money?
No, he did not.
Okay. What kind of room did you rent to your wife? Was it a room that you had previously had a tenant in?
Yes, ma'am. I did have previous. I had a before then. I had to throw him out because he was doing drugs.
When did you throw him out?
About a week before Miss Morgan came in.
And how long had he been living in your house doing drugs?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Her question was, so you're going to give me the $350 back? And you say to her, don't worry, I'm not going to blank anyone. I just want to live and see my kids.
Yes, Your Honor.
And later today.
Tell me about when you had, just before I throw everybody out, her and you.
Yes, that's not true.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Katie Ann Morgan says her ex-husband, Robert O'Connor, illegally evicted her. Robert is countersuing for harassment and lock-changing fees.
When did you throw him out?
About a week before Miss Morgan came in.
And how long had he been living in your house doing drugs?
I don't know how long he was doing drugs for, but as soon as I found out, I kicked him out.
That's not my question.
Yes, ma'am. I was there about 3 months.
And during that time, you had visitation with your children?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you have more than one child?
Yes.
Well, that wasn't a good idea. And it didn't work out with your former wife?
No, ma'am.
So you give her rent back. How much rent did she give you?
Nothing.
She didn't give you $350?
No, ma'am.
You have
I
proof?
have a police report.
Just a second. I just like to see proof that you gave him $350.
Absolutely, I have that.
Okay.
I think it's just those ones. Thank you.
She paid you $350.
No, Your Honor, I never received any payment from her.
Did you show this to him?
I also have my bank statement of the day I took the money out.
Received any money from her?
Did you answer her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just a second. Did you answer her when she said, as long as I'm going to get my money back? Is there anywhere that you say to her, what money? You didn't give me any money. I don't know what money you're talking about.
Not on this,
Mr. O'Connor?
No, not on this, Your Honor.
I'll look to see what you have to show me.
Okay.
If somebody said, as long as I get my money back, common sense would be, what money are you talking about? You didn't give me any money.
At that point in time, Your Honor, when I responded and wrote what I wrote, it was because I was being harassed, and I wanted the harassment to stop.
$300, unless you have something to the contrary.
I do, Your Honor.
I'd like to take a look at it. Her question was, so you're going to give me the $350 back? And you say to her, don't worry. I'm not going to blank anyone. I just want to live and see my kids.
Yes, Your Honor.
That was your response. Okay. Show me. Show me. I'm open, but I'm busy and I'm old.
Unfortunately, I don't have anything on me that...
Did you give him back his key?
No, I don't have
Okay,
the key.
that's his counterclaim. He wants his lock fees and harassment he doesn't get. So instead of getting $350, you're going to get $300. Your counterclaim is dismissed. We're done with this case. Goodbye.
Your Honor,
Good luck.
I have some proof showing my harassment and everything like that as well.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We wanted to get back together. I wasn't having it.
I think it was completely unfair.
I'm a single mom working very hard. I can't just throw money out the window.
I do owe money in child support. I don't owe as much as they're claiming.
I was getting mad that I wanted my money back, so it just kind of got heated.
It painted the real picture of who Miss Morgan is.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Johnson versus Johnson. Step forward.
Rakitha Johnson is suing her daughter, 22-year-old Sierra Johnson, for the value of a car, registration and insurance costs, and dental work.
Ms. Johnson, the defendant is your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
22.
And you and your daughter weren't living together. You bought her a car. She came back to live with you. You put the car in her name, which makes it her car.
Right.
While she was living with you, she was having some pain in her mouth. She had to have some dental work done, which she couldn't afford.
Yes.
So you paid to have the dental work done, which was, she needed an extraction.
Yes.
And you want that money back.
Yes, ma'am.
What other money do you want from her?
Ma'am?
For the car.
For the insurance and registration, because she agreed upon coming back that she would find a job, just try to improve her life, which was what I wanted from the beginning. My plan was to get a vehicle for myself.
I understand that you, as a mother, bought her a car, and your hope was that she would do better than what she was doing when she was not living with you. I got that. That's what this is about. The car is hers. It's in her name. You gave it to her. You put it in her name.
It was contingent on her staying around.
No.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, it was contingent on her staying available so that I could also get to and from work. And she left me stranded.
Well, that's not a nice thing for her to do. Next time you don't trust a 21-year-old. So you're not getting money.
No, I mean, absolutely. But this was my child, and I had no reason to think that we would end up here.
Well, you shouldn't have ended up here. You shouldn't have been here.
Absolutely not.
You shouldn't have been here.
Nope, you're right.
You shouldn't have been here. Did you tell your mother that you would pay her back for the registration and insurance on the car?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's what mothers are for.
But again, I mean, just like with the vehicle, I don't have money to give away, Your Honor. I'm trying to get my own life together.
Okay.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Rakitha Johnson says her daughter, Sierra Johnson, owes for a car and dental work. Sierra's countersuing for an unpaid title loan and toll fee.
Registration and insurance on the car, or had the car already been insured and registered when you got home?
No, we registered it when I got home, and that's how we got it in my name, because we did all that when I got home.
And your mom paid for that?
Yes, she did put it in her my name, but my grandma paid for the registration, and...
That's not true.
Wait, is the registration the
title?
Whatever the inspection and
Whatever
the insurance? The insurance.
When did this happen? Month and year?
April-ish, probably late.
April of this year?
Yes, March 2018. Okay, late March.
And tell me about when you had, just before I throw everybody out, her and you. Tell me about you were living with your mom and you had some pain in your mouth?
Yes, and she offered to pay for it.
No, just tell me what happened.
My tooth, I had to get it pulled. I was crying one night and she offered to pay for it and we got it done the next day.
I'm not offered. You might say, I am offering. You were crying one night because you were in pain and? I mean, did you know it was wrong?
Well, yeah, I knew my tooth needed to be pulled, yes.
How did you know that?
Because it just hurt. It was hurting in that specific area.
In the back?
And only that tooth.
What was a wisdom tooth?
Mm-hmm.
Did your mom go with you to the dentist?
No, my grandmother did.
Who did your mother give the money to? You or your grandmother?
Me.
To you?
My card, Your Honor.
Card to pay for the extraction?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. That's what mothers are for.
But again, I mean, just like with the vehicle, I don't have money to give away, Your Honor. I'm trying to get my own life together. Good. I'm supposed to start school on October 29th. She was supposed to stay around. I had the money. Even after I had paid for the vehicle, I had already saved up more than half of what I needed to buy myself a car. But it kept coming out that I had to pay.
I'm not giving you any money. I'm not giving you any money. It's not happening. Put your hand down. Counsel claim is that your mom was running into some financial difficulty and she asked you to take a title loan out on the car that she had bought for you.
Not true.
I don't want to hear you. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Are you still paying off the title loan?
No, I haven't paid anything.
Well, you should.
Well, yes, my responsibility now.
Yes, it is your responsibility. Otherwise, they're going to take your car.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Are you in a family dispute? Go to judgejudy.com, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
Are you still paying off the title loan?
No, I haven't paid anything.
Well, you should.
Well, yes, my responsibility now.
Yes, it is your responsibility. Otherwise, they're going to take your car. So I suggest you do that. Do you understand?
Yes.
I suggest you start to do that or else you're not going to have a car.
Exactly. Though that this was an agreement. She breached her verbal contract with me. She told me she was going to pay me back when she got her insurance settlement, but when her boyfriend, she reconciled with her boyfriend, then all of a sudden everything goes out the window. She now just up and leaves because she found out that he was in jail. He's got his own apartment, so why would she come back over here and make good with what she owes to me? I need to take care of my own self. I'm trying to go to school.
Got it? Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
It was pretty fair overall, I feel. Obviously, yes, it's upsetting to me. Going through a phase, we'll get over it. I just hope she continues on. I'll always be there for her, yes. You know, a productive path in life, and I'm going to do the same.
Whether or not you hit her garage door, I haven't decided yet. Totally.
Neighbors of different ages face off.
You've never had any trouble with this lady before, have you?
I have, and there's been trouble with others, too.
Time to determine the real nuisance.
So he's very bright. He's a smart little boy.
Absolutely.
But he's cunning.
She terrorizes everybody in the neighborhood, and we have video to prove it.
Judge Judy. You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Chayo Moreno is suing her neighbors, Jamar Miles and Crystal Stidham Miles, for damages to her garage door caused by their son and for harassment.
Order. All rise. It's case number 276 on the calendar in the matter of Moreno versus Stidham Miles.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Fires have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Ms. Moreno, you and the defendant are neighbors, and it is your claim that their little boy was riding a skateboard and hit your garage door, causing a dent.
That's
You
correct.
want them to be responsible for paying for it. When did this happen?
July 31st, 2018, at about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Tell me what happened.
I was working in my office. I work from home, and I heard this loud bang, and I thought it's a tri-level, so I thought
Tell me what you thought. You heard a loud bang.
I heard a loud bang. I went all over the house thinking something fell out. I went to the garage. Nothing was down. I opened the garage, and the young boy was standing 1 to 2 feet away, and
away from
the garage with a skateboard with him. And
where was he holding the skateboard?
Actually, it was on the floor, but he had this skateboard, and I asked him.
You said his name, so did you know his name?
Yes, he was a very nice boy, a very nice family at the time, and I knew his name.
Okay, so you said, Christian, did you hit the garage door?
Did you hit the garage? He said yes. It slipped while he's doing his maneuvers. And so then I hit the garage because I have a keypad. I brought it down, and there was the damage.
Did you bring something to show me?
I have a picture here.
Okay. May I see?
And there's a few in here.
Okay. What are you going to do to fix it?
Well, I had to change the panel. It's been changed. I changed the panel because you can't hit it.
It was just one panel?
Yeah, one panel. Not the whole garage, one panel, and it is custom paint, so I also had to pay for the paint.
Okay.
And the painter.
And how much did that cost you?
It's a total of $800. $600 for the panel and $200 for the person to come out and paint it.
You have the bills for that?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it.
Here is the canceled checks for the estimate and the invoice and for the paint.
Thank you. All right, Christian. I don't care what you told your mother. I don't care what you told your father. Certain things make sense and certain things don't make sense. You've never had any trouble with this lady before, have you?
I have, and there's been trouble with other.
You've had with the plaintiff.
I've been at the public park. There's a public park. She's recorded me and my friends playing outside at a public park.
So according to you, Christian, you've had difficulty with her before this day, this incident with the garage door.
Yes.
So why would you play around her garage door? I want you to think about my question. If you've had, don't. Listen to me. I don't want you to speak. I want you to answer my question. If you've had difficulty with someone before, so I assume you've told your parents about it.
Yes.
And I assume that if your parents were responsible, they would say to you, stay far away from her.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Yes. Well, then I want you to tell me. There's no question in my mind that when the plaintiff opened her garage door, you were there. I want you to understand that, because that makes sense to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
Whether or not you hit her garage door, I haven't decided yet, totally. But there's no question that you were right outside her garage door when she opened the garage door.
Not right outside.
There's no question in my mind that you were right outside her garage. Now, by the time she checked her house and got downstairs, by that time, you may have been a couple of feet away. You were the only one there near her garage door, and you had a skateboard.
Yes.
So my question to you, door.
Skateboarding.
Why didn't you skateboard someplace else?
At 2:30, I was at school. She claims that this happened at 2:30. I was at school, and she has cameras in the back coming out of her window facing her garage.
Mm-hmm. Go sit down. Ball's in your court. I want you to tell me, did she come over to you on the 31st or thereafter to advise you that there had been a problem with your son?
No, ma'am.
When did she come over?
She did not come over at all.
Did you call?
I went to her house at around 5:30 p.m. after I came home from work. My husband was actually home when this incident apparently occurred.
Just a second. So you were home?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great. Did the plaintiff contact you?
No, Your Honor. So on the day in question,
7:31,
at the time that this allegedly happened, I was inside of my residence, and this exchange that occurred was not brought up to me. I found it a bit odd and unusual.
Listen to me. Sometime on the 31st, you discovered, either through conversation with your son or with the plaintiff, that it was alleged that your son, by accident, damaged her garage door. All I want you to tell me is, was it from your son or from the plaintiff?
From myself. I informed him.
Just a second. Well, you came home at 5:30.
My son informed me.
So, that you were not at home. Your husband was at home. If you were not at home, then you got a phone call, text, message from somebody.
No, ma'am.
Well, then how did you find out? You had a crystal ball?
My son told me, so I drove home and I walked in the house. She didn't tell us immediately.
I want you to understand there's no question in my mind that your son damaged her garage door. Now, you're going to stand there because she's not crazy and your son was there. Despite the fact that he says, I was at school, it couldn't have been me, there's no question in my mind that your son was there and had a conversation with her.
You're
pay
correct.
attention.
My son
pay
was
attention.
there.
Pay attention to me. there's no question that your son was there and had a conversation with her, despite the fact that he sat up here 2 seconds ago and said she said it occurred at 2:30 and I was in school. I couldn't have been there. Are you not following?
I am.
Just take it down. So there's no question in my mind that your son was there and had a conversation with the plaintiff. There's also no question that your son, despite the fact that his father, listen to me carefully, that his father was home, didn't tell his father, waited until you came home 3 hours later.
It wasn't 3 hours later. He didn't get home till 4 p.m.
Listen to me.
My son didn't get home till 4 p.m. and she refused to talk to my husband. That's what you're not hearing about this.
Oh, just a second. Husband, or he tried to talk?
According to my son, and you can bring him back up there, what he told me is he said, who is home? He responded that my dad is home. She said, well, when your mother gets home, tell her to come see me.
Now, listen,
I came at 5:30.
Just a second.
I have no reason to make that up.
Listen to what you're saying. You're saying that what he did, and he's a smart little boy.
Absolutely.
But he's cunning, because if a little boy is accused by a neighbor of doing something that they didn't do, the first thing that they would do is go in and tell their parent who was home. Mrs. So-and-so said that I damaged her door, but I didn't do it. Or I did damage her door. This person that shouldn't be around because she videotapes me and my friends when we're out playing in a public park. So he's very bright, manipulative. That's what they are. No. So he didn't go and tell your husband.
No. My son is very smart, but not manipulative.
Oh, madam.
No.
Madam, pay very careful attention to me. Is what you're telling me if she says it was at 2:30 and you're saying it happened at 4 o'clock.
No.
What difference does it make?
Because her story's changing. She's saying it happened between 2:30 and 3:30, and
How long have you been living in your house?
Maybe 5 months.
May
I say it's not a house, it's a condo, so that's why they're so close to each other, and he would be playing in the quad area, which is where all are. So just to gain some clarity.
That's one excuse after another. You keep making excuses.
It's not an excuse.
Keep making excuses.
She terrorizes everybody in the neighborhood, and we have video to prove it, of her just random harassment. Oh, and that's another thing she's suing us for, apparently, is harassment.
No, I'm not. She's not suing you for harassment. I'm only interested in garage door. Dent on garage door. And one excuse after another. Wasn't it 2:30? It was at 4:30. He didn't tell his father because she told him to just tell his mother to come and see me.
Ask her. She told me that. She even said it when I came to her house.
That's not true.
Just a second. I'm not saying what she said. What you're telling me. How many children do you have?
I have 2 children.
Okay.
Right here.
Good.
And they're both very different. And I know both of their vices, and one is Christian, he's actually a very honest child. He's a smart child. He's in gifted and talented classes, straight-A student. I have letters from his teacher about his character. He's on the Military Ambassador Club.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $800.
Can I ask about the harassment?
No.
Because
we're done.
Okay. I mean, they continue to harass me for 79 months because of the fact that they didn't pay, and I'd just like to prove I have 10 items.
Listen to me. I'm awarding you $800 to you. But, did you understand what I just said to you?
I understood.
Very good. Accept it. Exit. He damaged your door. I know it, and he knows it.
And we got a quote for
we're done.
I also paid him to do a job.
We are done.
I also paid him to do a job, and they're teaching him not to be accountable. It's the same variable.
Bird,
someone can't do a job when...
You may step out.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad that she saw that he did do it.
She would have it on camera if it did happen, but it didn't, so therefore it's not on camera.
I hope that they also leave me and not harass me anymore.
From day one, we were warned that to watch out for her.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of McNeil versus Vargas. Step forward.
Salon owner Douglas McNeil is suing his former client, Rebecca Vargas, for services rendered, lost wages, and defamation.
Mr. McNeil, you have a hairdressing salon.
I do.
And Miss Vargas was a client of yours.
Yes, ma'am, she was.
Do you remember when she first came into your salon?
It was around October the 14th of 2017.
And after October 14th of 2017, how many more times did she come to the salon?
She came periodically every 3 to 6 months for touch-ups.
And who did her touch-up?
I did.
So she came to you for approximately a year, 3 to 6 months. So it would be
Yes, ma'am, around that.
How many times, Ms. Vargas, did you go to Mr. McNeil's salon?
I believe I went to his salon 4 or 5 times.
Great. The last time you went, you paid by credit card?
I did.
The previous times, did you have the same kind of service?
I honestly, now retrospectively, I'm not sure what he did each time, but the amount was different each time.
Are you telling me that you don't remember what service plaintiff? Do you have your hair colored?
See, I'm very new to having my hair colored in any way.
That's very easy.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So he was taking out color that somebody had put in?
No, my own natural color.
He was taking out your natural color?
Yes.
Are you crazy? If somebody says to you they have to take out the natural color in your hair, you say, what?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Salon owner Douglas McNeil says his former client, Rebecca Vargas, reversed the charges for services he rendered. Rebecca's countersuing for misrepresentation and negligence.
Okay, either you brush your teeth in the morning or you don't. You wash your face in the morning, you take a shower.
Well,
you color your hair or you don't color your hair. You color your hair burnt? The answer is no. I color, so you color your hair. Did you have it colored from October of 2017 up until June of 2018 by anyone other than Mr. McNeil?
No, and just to have clarity on the color is I know he was removing color from my hair, which is called something else, and I'm still working with the terminology that they use in salons, so I'm sorry.
So he was taking out color that somebody had put in?
No, my own natural color.
He was taking out your natural color?
Yes.
Are you crazy?
That's what he said had to happen. He's the expert.
No, Miss Vargas.
Okay.
You don't look like an idiot.
Thank you.
If somebody says to you they have to take out the natural color in your hair, you say, what?
Well, he said to do what he needed to do, which was a technique called balayage or balayage, that was needed to...
Tell me what you wanted when you went to the salon. You go to a salon, you don't walk in there, you say, well, I'm going to go window shopping, see something's on sale.
True.
You make an appointment to go to a salon because you want a particular service.
Indeed.
Okay? And what service did you want when you went to Mr. McNeil's salon? And tell me your interpretation of what balayage means.
Absolutely. I looked at it as a contrast of something that I also saw that I was considering that was called ombre. Ombre is where you take the darker hair and then it fades into like a lighter color on the bottom. It mixes like the different tones in like a natural kind of way that doesn't fade from top to bottom, but more as a out to in, if that makes sense.
Oh, my God.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She's pretty much drugged my salon's name through she's put out bad reviews.
She's allowed to do that.
But it's not true, Your Honor.
But I don't know if it's true or not. It's part of the risk that you take of being on the internet.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Salon owner Douglas McNeil says his former client, Rebecca Vargas, reversed the charges for services he rendered. Rebecca's countersuing for misrepresentation and negligence.
Okay. So he charged you different amounts for the 4 times that you went.
Yes.
And the 5th time, what did he charge you?
$220.
And the last one for $220 was when?
That was on June 20th.
Did you reverse that charge?
No, I reversed a charge for $480 that was on my card from Douglas.
When was $480 put on your card?
That very evening.
I thought June 20th was $220.
Me too.
Is what you're saying it should have been $220, but he charged you $480?
Yes.
So can I see your charge for $480?
Yes.
Thank you. Because that's what your lawsuit is. You said she reversed the charge, and that's what you're suing for.
Yes, ma'am.
And a whole lot of other nonsense.
Yeah.
I have a card for your PR Douglas. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am, that's me.
$480, June 20th. What for?
I did a balayage, a haircut, deep conditioning, and toning on her hair.
And did you at one point tell her that you had made a mistake by charging $480?
No, ma'am, because it originally was not my mistake. It was her mistake.
Just a second. How much was the service?
The service was $220.
But I have a $480 charge here.
Correct.
And the mistake was?
She entered $250 for the tip. I brought it to her attention at the end of the sale. I said, did you mean to pay me $480? She said
well,
no.
Well, $220 and $250 is $470, not $480.
Because she added a $10 tip on there as well, Your Honor. But I refunded her the $250 that very same day, which left the $230.
Do you have something to show me that you did that? I sure do. May I see it, please?
May I bring this to the court's attention at this time?
Here you go, sir.
No. So the service was $220. She, by mistake, instead of a $25 tip,
she put in
$250 tip, which comes to $480. On June 20th, the plaintiff refunded on your Amex $250, leaving what the charge was as $220.
No.
Did you ever, just answer my question, did you ever reverse the $220?
I never reversed $220.
I have proof that she reversed the $230.
Or $230.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
May I see it? Did you reverse $230?
Yes.
Then you owe him $220. Why did you reverse?
It looks that way, and I'm just ready for whenever you're ready for me.
I'm ready.
Okay.
You're going to have to show me.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're going to have to show me that he got paid.
May I show this to the court right now?
Just a second.
Okay.
Did you pay him $220?
No.
Then you owe him $220.
I got the $230 back on my credit card October 7th.
So did you return it to him?
No, because
Then you owe him $220.
He served me to be in court.
Okay. Well, you owe him $220.
As it stands right now in this part of the story, yes, indeed.
That's the only story I'm interested in. I'm not interested in your nonsense of his gross negligence. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in anything else.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Have you been cheated? Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Okay, she got her money back, but she didn't get it back until October. This happened in June.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a long time. June, July, August, September, October, which is when she was notified that she finally got her money back from American Express. You're owed your money.
Yes. Also, Your Honor, she's pretty much drugged my salon's name through she's put out bad reviews.
She's allowed to do that. Just a second.
But it's not true, Your Honor.
But I don't know if it's true or not. She's allowed to do that. If you advertise on the internet and you're involved with social media, somebody can put in a review. It's part of the risk that you take of being on the internet.
Okay.
Part of the risk. $220. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. Thank you.
Parties are excused. They step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
There's nothing honest about this person.
I love Judge Judy's decision. She hit the nail right on the head.
He's been doing all kinds of shady stuff.
This lady is very deceitful. She's a liar.
You have not been doing the right thing with your business.
And I'm going to warn any hairdresser out there, be warned of people like this.
I hope he learns a lesson and stop lying.
Have your guards up when you're starting your small businesses. Know who your clients are.
I didn't have a car to get to work.
I know a lot of people that don't have cars.
Yeah, well...
The girlfriend.
He was also in love with me. He's still in love with me.
But he will only be pushed so far.
She's like, well, you should sign the car over to me. And I said, never in your life, because you're going to leave me when your husband gets out of jail, and I'm not risking that.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
James Miklich is suing his ex-girlfriend, 22-year-old Chartina Walker, for the return or value of a Kia Optima.
Order. All rise. That's case number 286 on the calendar in the matter of Miklich versus Walker.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Miklich, on what date did you meet Miss Walker and how?
I do not know the exact date. It was September of last year. Was at a concert at a bar down where we live.
It was at a bar?
Yes.
And when did the two of you start to date?
The relationship, I guess, started slow. I don't know if you would call it dating at that point, but we talked a month or two, and then he left out of town, went to Oklahoma, I believe. So we didn't talk for a couple months, and then when she came back, we started to have a real relationship.
What month was that?
That she got back, it must have been...
When did you get back from Oklahoma?
May.
May of 2018. What were you doing in Oklahoma?
I was visiting family.
Do you work?
Yes, I do.
What do you do?
I help mentally ill people.
How do you help them?
I watch them, teach them, show them their daily routines, remind them of what they need to be doing.
Are you a full-time caregiver for somebody? One individual or more than one individual?
There was 3, now it's only 1.
And you do that in their home or someplace else?
In their home.
Who pays you?
Divine Homes, the company.
So you're paid by the hour?
Yes.
How much?
$11.25.
And how many hours a week do you work?
Right now it is 65.
When was your husband incarcerated?
He was incarcerated 2016.
For what?
March. Federal fraud.
Federal fraud?
Yes.
What did he do?
He took credit cards.
He stole credit cards?
Yes, ma'am.
And used them?
Yes, ma'am. And that was also before I met him.
Okay, but he was sentenced in 2016.
Yep.
And how long had you been married in 2016?
We got married in 2016.
You married him while he was under indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
Was he incarcerated when you married him?
No.
Now, when May of 2018, because that's when he said that you started to date, when did you tell Mr. Mitlich that you were married?
The first day I met him.
Is that correct?
No, it wasn't the first day she met me, but I knew previous to that, yeah. I was under the influence that...
Not you were under the influence. Under the influence...
Well, I was told by
the influence means that you were taking drugs or alcohol.
No, I was told by the defendant...
You were under the impression.
Impression, yeah.
That,
in her words, she was just holding him down while he's in prison because he has nobody. And she actually left him before he went to prison for somebody else. And then when he gets out, she is divorcing him.
Is that what she told you?
100%, yes.
To your knowledge, Mr. Mitlich, did Miss Walker ever go to visit with her husband while you were together?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. So in September, Miss Walker was in a car accident. She didn't have a vehicle, whatever. And sometime in September, Mr. Mitlich bought you a car.
Yes, ma'am.
What date in September?
September 4th.
And he bought you a car because?
Well, because I didn't have a car to get to work.
I know a lot of people that don't have cars.
Yeah, well, he was also in love with me. He's still in love with me. He was thinking about getting married with me.
So he bought you the car because he was in love with you.
That's not the only thing he bought me. He bought me rings, jewelry,
He's not
shoes.
asking for any. He bought you the car because he was in love with you.
Yes.
Did you tell him that as soon as your husband got out of jail in March of 2019, you were going back to your husband? Did you tell him that?
Yes, I told him I was going back to my husband.
Just a second. I don't believe that. So, now we're September 4th, 2018, and the plaintiff buys a car. She says she gave you $1,000 towards the down payment. Do you have any proof of that? That's either yes or no.
Ma'am, I worked for him for his construction place for 3 weeks, and I made $1,000. He didn't pay me, so that went towards the car.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So he bought you a car on September 4th?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the paperwork on the car?
Yeah.
I'd like to take a look at it.
I have a copy of my check, the purchase agreement.
No, I believe that you paid. Listen to me. I believe that you paid for it.
Well, no,
I just
and
want
a letter from the car dealership that states that I was the only name on the title.
Look, I'd like to see the paperwork on the car.
Okay.
No, don't give me all the junk. Just give me the paperwork on the car.
There you go. I don't know which one you want.
I want the paperwork on the car.
That's what I'm handing him.
I don't look at letters from a dealership.
Okay.
Just the paperwork on the car. Great. Said sold to you.
Yep. And there's a spot on there for a cosigner, too.
I see
That's
it.
not
No,
filled
just
out.
a second. I see it. She neither signed it or is her name on it.
No.
Great. Now, then you went on vacation on what date? You went to Vegas?
I bought the car on...
the 4th.
Tuesday the 4th. And then we left for Vegas on the 6th.
September 6th.
Yep. And that morning, her stepdad had passed.
How did you know that?
Well, we had given him a ride home from the hospital the previous night. He checked out of the emergency room, and then she had got a phone call early that morning. We were supposed to get up and leave at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and she got a phone call probably like 6:30 that he had passed. So we stopped by her mother's house, which is 5 miles away from my house, and he was still there, unconscious on the floor.
Okay, but you still went on...
And we still went on the vacation anyways, which was, I don't know, the first day was tough on Miss Walker.
Well, she could have stayed, but where did you go on vacation?
We flew into Las Vegas, and then we drove to Oceanside for a concert, and then returned to Las Vegas on the 9th and flew out on the 10th.
Who flew out on the 10th?
Me and Miss Walker.
2 of you?
Yep.
Flew out on the 10th. And where did you go?
We flew into Minneapolis and drove to Detroit Lakes. where we both live. And then after that, I went to work because I have a construction company, and we had a little out-of-town job going on.
So that's on the 10th.
I didn't go to work until the 11th.
Okay, so far are all those dates correct?
A Tuesday.
New car. He bought the car on the 4th. Now we're the 11th. You're back from holiday. Don't spend that with your mother, who's grieving over the loss of her husband. You went to Vegas instead, and now it's the 11th.
That's correct.
What happened? Give me the timeline.
11th, I drove my work truck to the town's called Inkster, so by Grand Forks, is that 2 hours away from...
You drove your truck.
2 hours away from where I live, so I was going to go out of town for the week. And my coworker's grandpa was sick and in the hospital and wasn't going to make it much longer, so we decided to come home, and we would go back the following week. So I came home on Thursday.
What date?
The 13th, and that's the last time I seen the defendant or my car.
On September 13th, what happened?
She came to my house, and she had a puppy in my house that, I don't know, apparently she was hiding because the owners of the dog wanted it back. A different long story anyways. And she came to do some laundry, and she made
what is she doing? I thought you lived together.
She has her own apartment, but
okay.
She stays at my house like 90% of the time, I would say.
Okay, so on the 13th, she came to your house, do some laundry. There was a puppy there. What kind of puppy?
A pit bull.
What was it doing in his house?
He said I can bring my dog there.
Which is fine.
Okay,
I mean,
just a second. So on the 13th, she came there. She was picking up the dog?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. I think that she was maybe going to stay a week. Yes.
About what?
Well, she made a joke that she signed the car over in her own name, and I was like, no. And then
I told him
and then that kind of passed, and then she's like, well, you should sign the car over to me. And I said, never in your life, because you're going to leave me when your husband gets out of jail, and I'm not risking that. And then she got mad at me, stormed out and left. The next text I got from her, the next text I got from her was the next day that said, will you put my laundry in the dryer? And I said, already did it. And then after that, nothing.
Did she take the dog with her?
She took the dog with her, yes.
Okay, so she took the dog and your car.
Yep.
Not yet.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, she did. She was supposed to be going to a funeral the following day. So.
She took the dog and your car.
Your Honor, it was my car, and it is my car.
Just a second.
I have the registration right here and the title.
Listen to me. I don't care what you have. I am going to determine whether it's your car.
Okay.
And if I determine it's not your car, I will issue an order that the car is to be returned to him and the title is to be reverted because you forged his signature to the title. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand? I just want you to understand what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Now, when was the next time you heard from her?
I didn't hear from her at all. She never...
Next time?
I went to her apartment.
On what date?
I went to her apartment next to my daughter that's asked me, is her husband out of jail? And I was kind of shocked. I thought she was away at a funeral talking to her mom.
So on the 17th, you went to her house?
Yes.
So the 13th was a Thursday. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have Thursday, Friday is the 14th, 15th, 16th. What time on the 17th did you go?
I'm going to, I have the police report right here. I guess that would be an accurate assessment of when it was. It was, well, their time is in military time, 1641, I'm assuming.
All right.
I don't know.
Very good.
That time is. I'm not in the military.
Good. And you want your car back?
Oh, absolutely. I got to the apartment and there was new license plates on it, so I was concerned.
When you had purchased the car, were there license plates on the car?
No, ma'am. There was a temporary registration. Issued in my name.
When you got to the apartment, the temporary plates had been substituted with permanent plates.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'd like to see when you registered the car. Miss Walker, did you understand my statement?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to see when you registered the car. What date did you register the car?
The 17th.
Car's going back to him. I'll take a look at it, though, Burden. The car, Miss Walker, is his, belongs to him. You forged his name on the 17th when you titled the car.
How would I forge his name, ma'am?
Well,
How would I erase it?
Anything.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
That's not a job.
Okay.
A 25-year-old person doesn't take care of their grandfather. A 25-year-old person has a job, especially when they're taking money from little old ladies. Now, when did you start taking money from the plaintiff?
Early July.
Why?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
James Miklich says ex-girlfriend Chartina Walker is withholding a car that's in his name.
The car, Miss Walker, is his, belongs to him. You forged his name on the 17th when you titled the car.
How would I forge his name, ma'am?
Well, very
How would I erase it?
No. Listen to me. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Don't say
He
anything.
handed the title over to me, and I signed it the day we bought the car.
I don't believe you. He's getting his car back. Let your husband buy your car. Do you understand?
He wants to be my husband.
Just a second. Let your husband buy you a car. Where do you come from? What?
Becker.
Becker where?
Detroit Lakes.
Is that in Michigan?
Minnesota.
In Minnesota?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you fly here?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to fly home?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like us to pay for your flight home?
Yes, ma'am.
I strongly urge you to sign the title over to him. Motor Vehicles to return this car to you as titled owner. We're done. Goodbye.
All right, so excuse me. Step out.
I would not date a person that was gonna be married and continue to be married.
Yeah, my husband was aware of it.
Yeah, I got to meet him right away.
If he wanted to spend the money, let him spend the money.
He knew everything about what was going on, too. The defendant had told her about our relationship.
Me and him had a good relationship, but
Be careful who you trust.
I did not tell him I was leaving my husband for him.
Super glad it's over.
Yes, I am back with my husband and happy.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Noteware versus Boydston. Step forward.
Marlene Noteware is suing her former friend, 25-year-old Keith Boydston, for unpaid loans and harassment.
How old are you?
25.
What do you do?
Right now, I'm helping take care of my grandfather, who's 90, and then I'm also...
That's not a job.
Okay.
25-year-old person doesn't take care of their grandfather. 25-year-old person has a job, especially when they're taking money from little old ladies. So what do you do to support yourself?
Right now, a waiter at Applebee's.
How many hours?
Just started 35 to 40.
What do you mean you just started? When did you just start?
Well, I just moved to California, so...
When did you just start waiting at Applebee's?
3 weeks ago.
When did you start taking money from the plaintiff?
Early July.
Why?
Me and her would have conversations on the phone.
Listen to me. Go ahead.
And we would just talk, and we would talk about problems that were going on. And
listen to me. Is she related to you?
We met through a mutual friend.
Is she related? Listen, did you graduate from high school?
Yes. With the person that lives with her.
Is she related to you?
No, no, ma'am.
That's a no. How did you meet her?
Through my roommate, who is pretty much like her adopted son, I guess.
Just a second, just answer my question. No editorializing, sir. You met her through your roommate.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Roommate where?
In Bolivar, Missouri.
And did you have a job in Missouri?
Yes.
Doing what?
Working for an HVAC company.
And what happened to that job that inspired you to move elsewhere?
Everything started falling apart.
What started falling apart?
We weren't able to make rent because Ryan, who lives with her now...
You didn't make rent.
I made my rent. He didn't make his half of the rent.
So?
And she wasn't able to make his half of the rent, and so we lost the apartment.
What's a she wasn't able to make?
He.
Oh, he.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. He wasn't able to make his half of the rent, so then you were homeless.
We're on the verge, yes. She loaned me money. My father passed away. He left me an RV, and I was...
Who loaned you money?
Marlene.
The plaintiff?
Yeah.
How much did she loan you? Is not an answer.
Judge Judy
asked for money, and she said no for the third or fourth time. What did you say to her?
When was this?
Are you asking me? I wasn't there. I have a job. Full time.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Marlene Noteware is suing her former friend, 25-year-old Keith Boydston, for unpaid loans and harassment.
Who loaned you money?
Marlene.
The plaintiff?
Yeah.
How much did she loan you? Is not an answer. You said, Miss Noteworthy loaned me some money. How much did she loan you? Is not an answer.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well, you're not sure?
Yeah, because it really...
Just a second. If you're not sure, that makes my life much easier, sir. If you're not sure, then Miss Noteware is sure.
I'm very sure,
How
Your
much
Honor.
money did you loan him?
$780.
Great. You see, he's not sure. You're sure.
I'm very sure.
Okay. Well, he acknowledges
it's all
the loan. Just a second, Miss Noteware. You made my life easier. Some cases take a long time. Some cases take a short time. Mr. whatever his name is, Mr. I take care of my grandfather, he says that you loaned him money amount, $780. Is that right?
Could I say something else, Your Honor?
What? $780. That's what he owes you.
Plus, I went to court and filed a harassment charge. He almost made me have a nervous breakdown one day. I have Addison's disease, a chronic anxiety disorder. I had to get a job to drive a bus. I am a senior citizen getting Social Security disability. He called me and called me.
Don't lend strangers money. He's a wise guy.
Called me and called me and called me like 8 times one day.
Miss Noteware, the problem is, and I read the complaint, and I even read his answer to the complaint, and your complaint was that you were sort of helping out a young man, not him. He was living with him. They were roommates. Is that right?
Yeah.
Not yet. Yes is the answer. And Mr. 6'3", and I can't take care of myself, but I'm going to take care of my 90-year-old grandfather. He said, well, if she's giving money to my roommate, maybe she'll give me money, too. So he called, asked you for money, said, whatever. He doesn't describe it as a loan, but since he just acknowledged to me today it was a loan and he didn't know how much, that's what it is. Now, he also acknowledges that he called you several times for money when you said no. Now, when you called her and asked for money and she said no for the 3rd or 4th time, what did you say to her? What did you say? I wasn't there. I have a job. Full time.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Now, when you called her and asked for money and she said no for the 3rd or 4th time, what did you say to her? What did you say to her?
When was this?
Are you asking me? I wasn't there. I have a job. Full time.
Okay.
And I'm not 25. When you called and asked her for money and she finally declined to give you any money, what did you say to her?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember. I don't recall.
What did he say to you?
He kept calling and texting me.
Okay. Change your number.
Kept saying
Change your
no,
number.
and he didn't understand.
You shouldn't have given him money
means.
to begin with. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $780. We're done.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Judge Judy was excellent. She's very perceptive.
We did have a payment arrangement. It was whenever I was able to get up on my own feet.
She sees through the scheme.
I just wasn't able to until now. I was actually about to start making those payments.
There was no relationship.
The one that went that way.
I tend to trust people and sort of gets me in trouble, but
she's a good person, and
the problem, I need to stop doing that.
I hope we're able to talk and move past it.
Again, I'm trustworthy and try to help people, and
I feel bad.
Gets me in trouble.
So far, you've got thousands of dollars of her money, and she can't move into her house.
This contractor says he put in the time.
How many days did you work there, Mr. Joyner?
2 weeks. He was only there maybe 2 or 3 days.
Then he began to feel unwanted.
You were supposed to fix the house so that she could live in it.
She hired my people out from underneath me. She started to pay them directly and told me she doesn't need me anymore.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Sharon Grollo is suing her former contractor, William Joyner, for failing to complete work on her home.
Order. All rise. It's case number 174 on the calendar in the matter of Grollo versus Joyner.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir.
You have your own company, or do you work for someone else?
I have my own business.
How long have you been in the business?
Since 2010.
How many employees do you have?
Depending on the job site, between 2 and 5.
Are these full-time employees or people that sit up? Are these full-time employees or people that you pick up?
2 of them were full-time. The other guys would be as needed.
How did you find Mr. Joyner to refurbish your house?
Through my witness, Anthony Perkins.
You mean he came recommended to you through this witness?
Yes, ma'am.
You had purchased a house?
I was given a house, so.
By whom?
A friend of mine. It was a handyman special. It needed some work done, windows.
I understand that. What do you mean you were given the house? What does that mean?
She no longer needed the house, so she gave it to me as like a gift. I don't know. I didn't pay for it.
What's the person's name who gave you this house?
Her name is Megan. I can't pronounce her last name.
I know for that. She told me she paid $5,000 for a trailer. It's not even a house.
Is that what it is? Is it a trailer?
Yes, ma'am, it's a trailer.
Is it on a lot?
Yes, ma'am.
You pay rent on the lot?
Yes.
But the trailer needed a lot of work.
Yes.
On what date did you hire the defendant?
Approximately June 30th.
How much money did you give him?
We had an original contract. I had given him $2,000.
Did you have a contract in writing?
Yes, that contract and got another contract.
I'd like to see that. So on July 3rd, she paid you $6,000.
No.
How much did she pay you?
$1,500 and an $800 Home Depot card.
Let's go slowly. $1,500.
And an $800 Home Depot gift card.
And the job was to be completed in 2 weeks.
Approximately.
The job was to be completed in 2 weeks. That's what it says. And that's all the money she gave you?
No, she gave me other Home Depot cards.
How many?
I don't even remember. I think it totaled out to $5,800 total.
So she paid you $5,800?
Between the $2,000 that she put down at first for the interior of the house.
Oh, no, just a second. Mr. Joyner, you say she gave you $1,500 and an $800 Home Depot card. Now you say she gave you $2,000.
There was two contracts. The first contract was for flooring. She had 700 square feet of laminate to be put in. At $2 a foot, that comes out to $1,400. The contract was for $38 total. She gave me $2,000 down. I was going to paint the interior of her house, redo her backsplash.
No, I have the only written contract I have.
That contract got voided because there was 2 walls that needed...
Listen to me carefully. All I'm asking you is, how much money did she give you pursuant to this second contract, which required she pay you $6,000.
That was the beginning of the contract. That was an open end. It says
No.
It's circled. It says open end.
Listen to me, Mr. Joyner. How much money did she give you pursuant to this second contract, which is the only one I have?
$3,800 total.
And for the $6,000, you were to do 12 square look of vinyl siding installed, remove old siding, and replace all damaged wood, all material supplied by contractor.
Correct.
Did you do all of that? Remove and replace any up to all windows supplied by customers. Any, what is that word, Bird? Remove and replace.
I'd be guessing, Judge. I don't know what that is.
Number 2, remove and replace something up to all windows supplied by customers. What word is that?
Give me 1 second.
Who wrote this?
I did. Remove and replace any up to all windows supplied by customer.
Place any up to all windows, but the windows were to be supplied by the customer.
Correct.
Did you remove and replace any windows?
Yes.
How many?
2. Yes, well, she paid me to get them for her.
Okay,
yes.
So that was accomplished.
Yes.
Repair back bedroom wall and small bedroom wall and ceiling. Did you do that?
Yes.
Did he do that?
He did put 2 windows in, but I gave him $400 to go buy brand new windows from someone.
No, he says
yes, but he put broke windows in, not the windows that...
Where do you get $400 in brand new windows for 12 windows?
Don't speak to her.
I apologize.
I had purchased some windows from someone on Facebook. They had brand new windows. They had enough to do my trailer.
Okay, let's move on.
I gave him $400.
Repair back bedroom wall and small bedroom wall and ceiling. You say you did that.
The first bedroom wall, yes. The second bedroom wall...
So the answer is no, you did not complete that.
That is where the stipulations came in. She had 1/4-inch paneling on the wall. I pulled the paneling down. I pulled the insulation out, and I was looking at siding. There's no walls, and everything is rotted. There's termites infested this entire trailer. Mr.
Joyner,
which is when we began the new contract.
You have another written contract?
No. The second contract was written after the $2,000 was deposited. I wrote this on the 3rd. She wanted me to do the interior of the house. I said, there's no possible way I can do the interior, put your flooring in with all of the water damage coming in. It will ruin everything you have.
Mr. Joyner.
When I opened up the wall...
Mr. Joyner. You're the contractor. Pay attention. You don't have your listening ears on, sir. Listening ears. Before you accept a job and take anybody's money for anything, you're the expert. You're supposed to figure out by looking, drilling a hole, seeing what's behind it. You're supposed to figure out how much it is to give the purchaser a reasonable estimate of what it's going to cost. That's your job as the expert. Don't tell me when you went to take a wall down, you found that there was nothing behind it, so you had to add on to this bill, and you're covered under this bill because of this circled item subject to additions. Because that leaves the purchaser in a very bad place. You understand that? That leaves the purchaser in the place, well, bring your car in, you need a new light bulb. Well, then you get a call an hour later and you say, you know what? You don't need a new bulb in your front headlight. The whole gizmo of the inside of your car is rotted away. So if you want your car back, you have to pay me not $25 to put in a new light bulb, you got to pay me $2,500 to put in a new gizmo. So far you've got thousands of dollars of her money, and she can't move into her house. And you say you're covered because, and that's covered by your contract with your circle, subject to additions. She didn't add anything. You were supposed to fix the house so that she could live in it, and you didn't do that. $2,000 paid on June 30th, $2,000. $4,000 due for the next phase to begin. Spray for insects, entire home, in and out. Paid $1,500 cash and an $800 Home Depot card. Well, I thought that that was the initial thing for the floor.
No, the $2,000 was her initial down payment for flooring and paint. When I took the wall down, there's no walls there. There's no way for me to tell you how much damage you have on your house until we tear all your siding off. I have no idea. It's 60 foot long on each side. How do I know what part of this 60 foot is damaged and what's not until I look at every piece of it?
I would like you to show me pictures of the way the house
up.
currently looks now. So far, how much in total have you paid him?
I did give him $400 for the windows. He broke once. He did give me the $400 back.
He gave it back to you?
The $400 for the windows, he did return that, but that's not included in the $5,800. I gave him $5,800, and I gave his worker, which is his stepson, $400.
Okay, I'd like to see what the house looks like now.
My pictures got damaged, but I have them all on my phone. Give her this. Okay, what it looks like. These are all the pictures starting here for what it looked like before he started. At this point, it's the outside's finished, except for the skirting around it.
Who did that?
Him and neighbors and friends.
That's starting. If you slide to
Excuse me, Anthony Perkins.
If you slide to your right, you should come up to current pictures at some point.
Well, there are things in here, so it looks as if it's finished.
That's what it looked like before. The windows were broken, and where it rained, the water went down in and rotted the wood.
Oh, that's the way it started?
Yes.
I would like to see what it looked like when he got finished with it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Before somebody else fixed it. I see it's a disaster.
He did buy one sheet of subflooring and 15 sheets of, I don't know what you call it, 4x8 press wood or whatever, and 13 2x4s. But the 4x8 wood was left there. It wasn't put up. I had to pay someone
What
to
is
put
this
it
a
up.
picture of?
That is one of the back walls that he was supposed to do.
And what about this?
That's what was left when he left and never came back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your Honor, he only tore half the siding off the house, not the whole house. Only one side.
That didn't help her cause. I mean, if you were paying half attention, and if you had half a brain, you would know that that didn't help her. What you just said didn't help her.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Sharon Grello says her former contractor, William Joyner, never completed the work on her home.
What is this a picture of?
That is one of the back walls that he was supposed to do.
And what about this?
That's what was left when he left and never came back. I do have a video on my phone from July 16th where I'm walking through the house and it's just dirt and cans and everything's all over.
When was the last time you were there, Mr. Joyner?
In the middle of July, she texted me and told me if I can't be there. First, she hired my people out from underneath me because she could pay them cheaper.
Just a second.
No,
your people is who?
My stepson and the other guy that was working there daily. She started to pay them directly and told me she doesn't need me anymore.
Untrue.
I have a text message that states it. I don't need you any longer.
I'd like to see it.
I did send him that, Your Honor, but that was a long time afterwards because I told him I couldn't wait any longer.
This is mid-July.
There you go. I'm sorry. Got myself in trouble.
This is July 22nd.
Yes.
The job is supposed to be finished by then.
It would be impossible for me to give her an estimation on how long it's going to take.
It's just a second.
Sorry.
It says 2 weeks.
I don't know how much damage there is until I pull the siding off. I don't know how much damage there is.
You prepared the contract. As a matter of fact, initially, it was something like 20, and then it was crossed out, and you both signed the contract agreeing that the job would be completed in 2 weeks.
Approximately.
On July 22nd, according to you, she said, okay, we'll tell them, never mind, I'll find someone else. I can't keep delaying this every day, so tell them don't waste your time, because I came all the way out here for what? When I didn't have to, all right? What is that about?
I had window contractors going to come out
not coming today. They're not going to make it. I had a ladder out there and it's gone. I do have another one. I'm at a meeting. I'll call you when I'm done. I want to know what it is, Mr. Joyner, that you in fact did. I know what you didn't do. I want to know what you did for $5,800.
I have $1,900 in receipts for material in front of me. I tore an entire back wall out. There was 3 windows, a bay window. It got all replaced with the one window. I tore another door. All of the siding came off. Then she put out the people that were working for me because she could get it cheaper that way. She wanted me to pay him to be there, and I'm like, I'm not paying Tony. He don't work for me.
Untrue.
Her exact words. I need you to pay Tony for being there. I'm like, he doesn't work for me.
My question is, was all of that material?
I do not know.
Speaking.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Who finished the house for you?
Anthony Perkins and some of the neighbors
Just a second.
at the trailer park.
Are you talking about this man, Anthony Perkins?
Yes, ma'am.
The one with the bad back who can't sit up?
He informed...
No, just a second. The one with the bad back that can't sit up.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Sharon Grollo claims her former contractor, William Joyner, walked off the job.
You have $1,900. Now, I'm going to go through all of that, and it's irritating to me to have to do that at this late hour in the day. When I go through each of those things, because I'm going to hear the truth from her, because she's the one who said he did, in fact, give me back the $400 for the window, so I'm going to believe her. Did you leave all of that material, and is all of that material for her house?
Yes.
Okay. And did you leave all of that material there?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to see the bills. That's $1,900. So far, $1,900, and you left her a mess.
That's twice. Whatever.
What an idiot.
If he bought that much stuff, it didn't come to my house.
Never did.
I'm sorry.
This was paid for by a gift card. Whose gift card?
The gift card she gave me.
So she paid for all this merchandise. She paid for all this merchandise.
Absolutely.
And you left, just a second.
Out
and
of
you
the
left it on her.
$5,800.
I want to know how much, not gift card that is in here, I want to know how much she gave you in cash.
$3,500.
And I want to know what you did for the $3,500.
Tore all of the siding down. Replaced 2 walls.
Did you put up the siding?
No. She fired me prior to that.
Okay. What else did you do?
Tore all of the siding down.
Just a second. How many days did you work at pulling all the siding down?
3, maybe? Something to that effect?
No.
2, 3 days?
1 day, 2 days, or 3 days? Then I'm going to ask you which days. You should have that. You're the contractor. How many days did it take you to tear down the siding?
It was torn down in phases because you can't tear it all down at one time. Then the house will get wet.
Did you put up any siding?
No. We were replacing walls.
Well, then, if you took down the siding in phases and you didn't put up any siding, that there was a time that you tore out all the siding.
The pictures that you see with nothing but insulation, there's no walls there. On the other side of that insulation is the inside of her house.
We tore half the house down. Your Honor, he only tore half the siding off the house, not the whole house. Only one side.
That didn't help her cause. I mean, if you were paying half attention, and if you had half a brain, you would know that that didn't help her. What you just said didn't help her. Didn't really hurt her, but it didn't help her. Sit up.
I got a bad back.
Sit. Then you can stand outside.
No, I take the pain.
Who finished the house for you?
Anthony Perkins and some of the neighbors
Just a
at the trailer
second.
park.
Are you talking about this man, Anthony Perkins?
Yes, ma'am.
The one with the bad back who can't sit up?
He informed...
Now, just a second. The one with the bad back that can't sit up. Is that what you're telling me?
He didn't do the physical labor, ma'am. It's the neighbors, and I have pictures up there of other people that I had and paid them in installments to do it.
Very good.
He was telling them what to do.
Very good. Listen, I'm about finished with this case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Are you the victim of a scam? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
You paid him $3,500 in cash?
$35 in cash and $23 in gift cards.
Very, very good. And how many days did you work there, Mr. Joyner? You
2 weeks.
Worked there. 2 weeks. Mr. Joyner worked there.
I wasn't present. He was living in the trailer. That's why he was there. And he was only there maybe 2 or 3 days. And his stepson, which is his name is Jimmy, I think he was maybe there 4 or 5 days.
Okay. Fine. Well, they were there, and they did in fact perform. And they did in fact perform some work. So you don't get. They did
do some work.
So you don't
yes,
get.
ma'am.
Yeah, they did do some work, and it's very hard for me to gauge how much. But since you don't have a bill from anybody for completing the work, I'm going to award you $1,000.
I do have the bills
for somebody to complete the work. I said, who completed the work? You said Jimmy, who was living there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And neighbors.
I'm so sorry. Here is the bills for the siding.
Well, you didn't pay him for the side. I want to know how much you paid somebody to complete the work.
I paid I forget exactly. I'm sorry. $950 labor, and I paid almost $2,000 total for the material for the siding, and I have receipts.
Did you supply any siding?
No.
Oh, good, then you judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. We're finished. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I'm glad to get some of my money back, but I gave him $5,800, and all he did was tear down, cost me more money.
First of all, I'm glad that she's got something.
I only seen him there once. His one son was there and no one else.
I'm sad that this is the way it turned out for her.
I understand he couldn't do it in 2 weeks because it was more work.
Paid $5,000 for a trailer that had not a single piece of wood that was not termite infested.
But when no one showed up, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I couldn't keep waiting.
I could only do so much at so many times, and when she...
Financially, I had to borrow money off my parents, pawn my jewelry.
Hired the people out from underneath me that were working for me.
And put me in debt. I couldn't pay my rent where I'm living at.
And started to pay them directly and told me she didn't need me anymore.
So I got evicted, all kinds of trouble.
I'm done. You breached your contract. Bye.
Where did his car hit you? That's what I'm looking for.
A driver struggles to explain a crash.
I see clearly the damage to his car.
When he hit me on my driver's side, the impact pushed me into a parked vehicle.
Now, a warning for him to stay in his lane.
How did my car hit the back of your car? If my
Boy,
car
leave me alone. Don't say nothing to me. Talk to the judge.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is
suing fellow motorist, 24-year-old Taze McJeters, for the value of her car, Uber fees, and pain and suffering caused by an accident on the road.
Order. All rise. It's case number 124 on the calendar, the matter of Ratliff versus McJeters.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Party's been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
You had an accident, and each one of you claim it was the fault of the other. I'm looking at the photograph of the accident, and Mr. McJeters, it appears that the plaintiff was going straight.
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct? And you were making a left-hand turn.
No, Your Honor.
What were you doing?
Your Honor, that night, I was following a friend going down...
Listen to me. Go over there and tell me what's wrong with the picture. It looks as if you were making a turn.
Your Honor, that night, I was following a friend down Lindbergh Boulevard. But upon that night, my friend made a right turn down 58th Street. And when he made that right turn down 58th Street, I followed him, but we were going the wrong direction to our destination. So upon that, we waited for the red light over here, and then when it turned green, we both went down 58th Street.
Just a second. So your car is not where, that blue car is not where it was?
It's false.
It was false. You were coming from section.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct?
No, it's not, Your Honor.
You have a police report?
Yes.
I'd like to see it. Go back, Mr. McJeters. While she's looking for the police report, which I will look at as well, whose car were you driving?
Mine.
Did you have insurance on the car that night that you can prove to me?
No, ma'am.
That's why we're here tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
No insurance?
Yes.
Did you have insurance on your car, but not collision, just liability?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
You were taken to the hospital?
Yes, I was.
Was there a parked car involved?
Yes, it was. When he hit me on my driver's side, the impact pushed me into a parked vehicle.
The police said you were making a turn, sir.
Yeah, no, that's false.
Well.
And I have proof that she struck me because it states on there that she hit my driver's side, but this is my passenger side right here. And upon that, I never even got a chance to file a police report.
Why?
That night of the accident, I went to the hospital too, and I have hospital records to prove it too.
I know you both went to the hospital.
Okay.
To the same exact hospital at the same time, ambulance following ambulance. I had to be extracted out of my passenger side.
And I was on the ground, held by somebody.
We wouldn't be here, sir, if you had insurance.
I understand.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You were driving irresponsibly. You were driving without, wouldn't be here with me. Unit 1 turned northbound onto 2500 South 58th from eastbound on 58th Lynbrook Boulevard. Could you go over to the map, please? Just so that I can follow the police report. Where is northbound on...
North is here.
This police report said Unit 1 turned northbound from eastbound on 58.
I don't know. This is where I'm coming from. My daughter's home, which I just dropped her off, coming down Lynbrook, which I travel quite frequently because I watch her children. So I'm taking her to and from. Yes. He's coming the opposite direction. It's actually 3 lanes. One is to turn right, one is to continue straight, and his is to go to the left.
And that's what happened. He turned left.
Yes. Hit my driver's side. He actually hit me and pushed me this way. The car was parked here that I hit the bumper of.
May I see photographs of your car?
Yes. You need photographs of the vehicles?
Yes.
He's actually sitting where the police car is sitting. He come from that direction.
I just want to see a picture of the vehicle. This is your car?
No, that's his vehicle.
Show me pictures of your vehicle.
In there? They should be in there.
I just asked you for pictures of your vehicle. I have pictures of his vehicle. I want to see pictures of your vehicle.
Mine should be from here back.
Your vehicle's black?
Yes, black Chevy Suburban.
This is the black vehicle.
I don't see where he hit your car. I want to see pictures of damage to your car. I see clearly the damage to his car.
Right.
I don't see any photographs here of damage to your car.
From those pictures back, Your Honor, are pictures of my vehicle.
No,
when
I see it. No, I see it. Would you give it back to the plaintiff and tell her I want to see the pictures of her car? Not a gate, not some debris lying on the floor, not an ambulance, just the point of impact of his car to yours, your car to his. That's all I want to see.
This is the front. This is the door that was jammed shut. I had to be pulled from that side out.
Thank you. Okay. This is the picture of you hitting a parked car.
Right.
This is the inside of your car.
Yes.
This is the engine of your car, but this is as a result of you hitting a parked car.
Yes.
This is the picture of the side of your car that was the point of impact with his car?
No, that's where the back of his car teetered off from when he spent... Well, Your Honor, that's all the pictures that I have.
Well,
I wasn't there at the scene to take pictures. I was taken to the hospital.
Actually, I can't help you. I can't help you. You have a whole lot of pictures here, but you have a whole lot of pictures here, none of which show me the impact of where his car hit yours. He has a picture of his car, the damage to his car, so I can look at this, and then I could look at this and say, well, this is where it was impacted. You don't show me anywhere here where he hit your car. Front, back, side, You show me where your car placed.
He hit my side of the driver's door. I understand that the picture is not in it, Your Honor. Like I said, I was not there. I was taken from the scene. I didn't take the pictures. These pictures were sent to me after the fact.
Give this back. You have a whole lot of pictures. You don't have the picture that I need. I mean, you were taken to the hospital, but somebody took pictures. Why didn't somebody take pictures of your car, where the point of impact took place? That makes it easy. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Well, listen, if I don't have the evidence, I can't do a case. Neither one of you has a car anymore. Is that correct?
No, I have a car now.
Do you have a car?
No.
Were you renting your car?
No.
What year car was it?
A 99 Chevy Suburban.
Were you with her that night?
Not at the time of the incident, no.
I wish I could help you, because there would be nothing that would please me more than to be able to say to somebody, without insurance, you have to compensate her for the cost of her car, even if it was only worth $1,500. Are you looking through your pictures?
I'm looking through the pictures someone sent me from the scene. Like, I don't even know this person's name. I'm trying to find...
That's okay, I'll wait. While she's looking, you have a counterclaim, Mr. McJeter, to obtain counterclaims from people who drive without insurance.
Understandable, ma'am.
Good.
But, ma'am, if just stating that that counterclaim is for when my car was impounded.
Listen to me. I don't care what it's for. I don't entertain claims from people who were here because of an accident on a car that had no insurance.
Yes, ma'am.
For anything.
I don't have it, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms.
And the picture that was taken is, unfortunately, just from the inside, the outside, rather than the point of impact.
You don't have. I can't help you. I'm sorry. That's all. We're done.
Is this the picture from the impact of his car?
Yes. I have a picture of my car before. I had no dents, no nothing on. That came from his vehicle.
Your Honor, you just asked her that, and she just said no. That was the picture of an impact when she hit a parked car.
No, the impact of the back of your car hitting the side of my car. I had no dents on my car.
How did my car hit the back of your car if my car was on the other side?
Don't say nothing to me. Talk to the judge.
Ma'am, you just asked her that question.
Is this the damage that you... Let's get this really clear, Ms. Radcliffe. I saw this picture. Is this where you're claiming that his car hit your car?
Yes. I think that came from, it's the picture with where his car hit mine before I impacted that parked car.
Your Honor, how did my car hit the side of your car?
Just a second. Is this what you're telling me? Is this the place that you're telling me his car,
made contact
just
with
a second,
my vehicle.
Just his car, which had this damage, caused your car? Is that what you're trying to explain to me?
I'm trying to tell you this picture made that damage, because when he hit me, it spent his car, my car careened to the right side where I landed on a parked vehicle.
We're not following each other, or I'm not following you.
I'm not following
you. Weren't there.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you telling me that this part of his car caused this damage to your car?
No. When he hit me, his car also turned.
Where did his car hit you? That's what I'm looking for.
And later today...
All I'm asking you is, without her asking you to redo her tax return, whether your company redid her tax return. That's a yes or a no.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Taze McJeters was at fault for an accident. Taze is countersuing for damages to his car.
Okay. Are you telling me that this part of his car caused this damage to your car?
No. That's where the back of his car, when he hit me, his car also turned.
Where did his car hit you? That's what I'm looking for.
In the front. That's the middle of my vehicle. He hit me further up by the driver's side door. My door
That's what I'm
was
looking
smashed in. The glass broke, which cut my side.
Listen to me. That's what I'm looking for. The point of impact. This is not it, because that's impossible.
That's the point. Go ahead, Your Honor.
No, you told me that the damage to your car was such that they had to use a crowbar to get you out of your car. That's not this picture.
No.
I know. Okay.
They pulled me out of the passenger side.
Okay. I can't help you, Ms. Radcliffe. We're done.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm pleased with the decision she's made. If she had pictures, she would have had more evidence, but I had evidence that prior to my victory. Honestly, I don't really remember the accident because upon that night, I was taken to the hospital. I'm sorry for the plaintiff for losing, but at the end of the day, justice is being served.
In the matter of Williams versus Ross, step forward.
25-year-old Antrice Williams is suing her former accountant, Janita Ross, for unauthorized fees and fraud. Janita is countersuing for harassment and threats.
Ms. Ross, I'm going to start with you. You're an accountant.
Yes.
Where did you go to school?
I went through Baker College.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
When?
2009.
And what was your degree in?
Accounting.
Do you have your own business or do you work for someone else?
I have my own business.
How many people work for you?
7.
What's the name of the firm?
JMR Tax Service, LLC.
And you've been in business for how long?
I've been in the industry for over 20 years. I've had my own business for a little bit over 2.
Let me see if I understand what this case is, and I'm asking you, because I read your answer, I read her complaint. Miss Williams came into you to do her tax returns, which you did.
Yes.
And as a result of you doing her tax returns, she got a refund.
Yes.
In what amount?
Before the fees were...
Just a second.
Okay.
In what amount was her refund?
$5,645.
Which you received?
I received $48.33.
And you received $48.33 because they took out your fee?
Yes.
They took out the fee that you had put in. Is that what happens?
Yeah, well, everything is preset. The way that we bill is based on... Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Don't get in. I'm not interested in your company procedure.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now they want from her $4,362 because the decrease in credit was $6,000 after you gave it to her for complaining. That's very bad business, Miss Ross. Really bad business.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
25-year-old Antrice Williams is suing her former accountant, Janita Ross, for unauthorized fees and fraud. Janita is countersuing for harassment and threats.
What I'm interested in is she got a net check of $4,833. So you had a fee built in there of about $800.
Yes, that's correct.
Did you ever ask her for any more money?
No, I didn't.
What was the problem?
After she prepared my taxes, she told me the fee was $200.
Okay. And when you got the return back, there was $800 taken out.
Correct.
So what did you do?
I gave her a phone call.
And
she texted me like she's on. I texted her the next day, said, still waiting for your phone call. And she texted and said, I'm on the phone with the bank. I'll call you back.
Just a second. Did you cash this check to the IRS?
It was direct deposit into my account.
And when she had done your return, she, according to you, told you that it would be $200 to do the return. Turned out to be more.
Correct.
That's not even the issue. The issue is, Miss Ross, you seem to acknowledge that after she complained about the bill, what was taken out, you redid her tax returns on your own volition. Is that correct? But that's what you say in your answer.
Yes.
That you redid her tax returns, resubmitted it to the IRS, and now the IRS is coming after her for the amount of the return because evidently the first return that you submitted on her behalf was done incorrectly. Am I reading it right?
Can you repeat that, please?
Very easy. Your company filed a tax return on the plaintiff's behalf. She received her return less an $800 fee that you had put into the return. Plaintiff says, rightly or wrongly, that's not really the issue to me, that you had told her that when she complained about your fee, you redid her tax return, resubmitted it to the IRS with different numbers so that they are now demanding that she return all or part of the refund that she got. So all I'm asking you is whether or not on your own, without her asking you to redo her tax return, whether your company redid her tax return. That's a yes or a no.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Are you the victim of a scam? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Okay, all I'm asking you is whether your company redid her tax return. That's a yes or a no.
Yes.
Now I'd like to see from the IRS what they're demanding back from you.
Can I say something?
No. Your answer speaks for itself. You, without authorization from the plaintiff, resubmitted her tax return. That's you submitting a tax return, my tax return, when I never asked you to do it. You submitted her tax return once. She had her authorization to do it. You resubmitted it without proper authority. And now they want from her $4,362 because the decrease in credit was $6,000 after you gave it to her for complaining. That's very bad business, Ms. Ross. Really bad business. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000, which includes your fee.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I never quoted a price.
$200 for the preparer fees.
There is the transmission fee, a software fee, a bank fee, electronic filing fees. There are separate fees involved.
Once it was deposited into my account, I noticed that it was $800 more in fees.
She harassed me. She tried to break into my office. I have a police report.
She amended it.
It's not going to change my business.
If you're in Detroit or Metro Detroit, do not file your taxes with JMR. She's a fraud.
When you came back from Saudi Arabia, was your property gone?
Yes.
A student's roommate had no patience.
Where is his property?
The day about 3 days before he came back.
Now, this student has nothing.
When you left, you had a car. What did you do with his car?
Oh, I sold it.
What did you do with the money?
Judge Judy. You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
25-year-old Aziz Al-Assami is suing his former friend, Kendall Overbay, for the value of a car he sold without permission and for personal belongings.
Order. All rise. It's case number 280 on the calendar in the matter of Al-Assami versus Overbay.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, huh?
Mr. Al-Assami, the defendant was your roommate for a long period of time, and it is your claim that he disposed of your property, both your car and your other personal property, when you had to leave the country for a period of time without your permission. According to what I read in your complaint, you were Mr. Overbay's roommate for 5 years?
Yes.
And both you and Mr. Overbay lived in a 2-bedroom apartment or a 1-bedroom apartment or a house?
It's a house.
How many people lived in the house?
2, and sometimes 1.
Okay. Years you paid $400 a month?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Sure.
Not sure. That's a yes.
Yes.
When did you have to leave the country to go back to Saudi Arabia?
December 15th, 2017.
Now, when you left, you had a car. And according to what I'm looking at, did you sign the title over to Mr. Overbay?
No.
What did you do with your car?
I gave the keys and the title to my neighbor.
Which neighbor?
Brent. He's my neighbor who I trusted.
So you gave somebody else the title?
Yes. And Brent is...
Well, then I'm not dealing with him with the title because you have to sue the person that you gave the title to.
Brent is our friend and neighbor.
Put your hand down.
But Kendall asked me to show the car to his friend who might buy it, and he showed it and sold it.
Did the person that you gave the car to, the car, the title, and the keys, did he give it to him to either sell or dispose of? Somebody had to give him the car and the keys and the title if you didn't give it to him and if you gave it to somebody else.
Yes.
You have to sue them. Anyway, that's what the law is, because he doesn't have to prove that he had authority to sell your car. You had given the car to somebody else. And if your friend Brent didn't have permission, you have to sue him. Now, let's get to the remainder of your property. You came back from Saudi Arabia on what date? Saudi Arabia. Was your property gone?
Yes.
Where is his property?
The dump.
When did you put it? Take your hands out of your pockets. When did you dispose of his property?
I would say about 3 days before he came back.
Why?
Well, I hadn't been able to get a hold of him. He kept saying he was coming back the end of the month,
Well, then you were able to get a hold of him, because if he kept telling you he was coming out,
towards the end, I wasn't able to get a hold of him at the end.
How much of the end, Mr. Overbay?
Oh, I'd say maybe the last month or two.
Well, that's a difference between a month or two.
Oh, well, couldn't tell you.
Are you still living in the house?
Yep, it's my house.
Yep is not an answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Better. Yes, Judge would be even better.
There we are. Yes,
Not
Judge.
there we are. Yes, Judge.
Yes, Judge.
Perfect. What property did you leave in Mr. Overbay's house, Mr. Al-Sami?
Some clothes and some shoes. That's all I remember.
Well, that doesn't help me very, very much.
I actually know that I left a couple shoes. I would say 3 shoes and a boot and some
now
clothes.
You can help him. He has 2 causes of action, one for value of a car and one for personal belongings. If he has a couple of pair of shoes and some clothes, I'm not interested.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you understand?
Yes. Your Honor, so I would like to assist him with the primary complaint.
To you again. Mr. Al-Sami says that he turned over to Brent his car.
Yep.
Not yep.
Yes.
His
Yes,
car. No. Not yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor, that
Yes,
would be
Your
better.
Honor.
His car, the title, which is the indicia of ownership, and the keys. His friend disposed of the car in one way or another. He disposed of the car.
Judge, I would like to point out that Mr. Al-Sami, we have evidence right here that he did grant Kendall permission to show the vehicle, to potentially sell it, and the complaint.
Oh, just a second.
Yes.
So what you're telling me is that Mr. Al-Sami gave Mr. Overbay permission to take the car from Brent, who's not
Correct.
here, to show it to people. Perfect.
Correct, Your Honor.
I'd love to take a look at it. Then I can dispose of the whole case, and maybe I don't need Brent. Great.
That's the big.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this is
the price.
pretty clear. Here you go.
Thank you. I don't understand all of this, Mr. Overbay. So you want to try to explain this to me?
Sure. Aziz was being kicked out of the country.
Just a second. I understood that. He had to go back visa.
Yes.
Okay. There's a difference. Let's understand where you are.
Exactly.
I want you to understand where you are. Your roommate had to go back to Saudi Arabia in order to reinstate his student visa.
Right.
And
he had asked me to sell his car. He'd actually been asking me for months to sell his car because he wanted something different. And he asked me and several other people to sell it. And when it came to time for him to actually move...
Don't look over there. Look over here. Now, when it came time for him not to move, when it came time for him to go home
It was
December,
serious. I mean, it was just going to be sitting there, and he signed the title.
He signed the title.
Signed the title.
Of course he signed the title. I know he signed the title.
And went to hand me the title and the keys, and I said, hey, I don't want to keep this title. I'll lose it. I'll probably lose the key, too. So I said, I have a title for a rig at my neighbor's house that I was fixing up. And I said, hey, put it with my other title. It was on top of his fridge. And he went down there, and he asked that guy if he could put the title there, and he did. Then I tried showing the car to about 15 people. Nobody wanted it. It was garbage. I mean, it was just run down, flat tires, rusty, moldy. Just imagine your worst nightmare of a car. And a guy took the bus there, didn't even want to get in the car and leave. He got back on the bus. So it was just rough.
I'm not interested in a long version of car. So far, he signed the title, and the car was just sitting there.
Well,
and
one day, an acquaintance of mine came by and said, hey, you're selling this for Aziz, aren't you? And I said, yeah. He said, well, I might be interested. Do you mind if I take it to my mechanic and have it looked at? And I asked Aziz, and he said...
How did you ask Aziz?
I think I messaged him on Facebook Messenger. It's the only way I could get a hold of him in Saudi Arabia. And he said, sure. So
your friend
took the car to the mechanic.
How did he take it?
He drove it there.
On flat tires?
He had to stop at the gas station.
On flat tires?
He drove it to the gas station on flat tires, yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
He did.
Go ahead.
He then called me a couple days later and said my mechanic advised me not to get it. I have a copy.
Don't tell me what his mechanic said not to get it. What did you do with the plaintiff's car?
Well, he offered $1,000 less than I was asking.
Just a second. What did you do with his car?
Oh, I sold it.
For how much?
$2,000.
$2,000.
Dollars.
What did you do with the money?
Well, initially I had intended to...
I don't care what you intended to do with it. I don't care.
Okay.
What did you do with the money?
Well, months went by. Rent wasn't being paid in a room that had belongings in it. And I kept it
Wait, just a second. Other than clothes and shoes, what was there?
Bed.
Did you have a bed, a desk, and lamps that you brought with you to the house?
Not the bed.
I gave him the bed.
He gave me the bed.
So the bed was yours?
I wasn't
just
ever going to use it again.
The bed was yours. And the desk?
The desk was mine. The lamps was mine. The carpet was mine.
Okay. Do you live in the house with them?
I did.
Yes or no? Do you live
No.
in the house? Did you ever live in the house?
Yes.
Up until when did you live in the house?
About 3 months ago.
Well, 3 months ago would have been in August.
Correct.
Stand up. Tell me your last name.
Malley.
How much were you paying in rent?
I was not.
In whose room were you living?
My own.
How far was your room from where Mr. Al-Sami's room used to be?
He was upstairs. I was downstairs.
Did you ever go upstairs?
Yeah.
Did you ever go into his room?
No.
Did you ever pass by his room?
Sure.
What reason would you have to go upstairs to his room?
That was the main living area.
Where he lived?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So his bedroom was on the floor of the main living area?
Correct.
And your bedroom was downstairs?
Correct.
How many other bedrooms were upstairs?
There's 3 altogether upstairs.
Aside from the defendant who was living upstairs?
His cousin.
Whose cousin?
Kendall's.
Kendall's cousin. Who else was living upstairs?
That's it.
Kendall's cousin, Kendall. You were living downstairs?
Correct.
What was downstairs, a basement?
Kendall.
That's where my bedroom is.
So there was an empty bedroom?
Correct.
In addition to the bedroom where his desk was?
Yes.
And downstairs, you were living with him?
Yes.
So that there was an extra bedroom in the house, at least one?
Yes.
Thank you. Now you can sit down.
Thank
you. Do you understand where I'm going?
No,
Do you
not
understand
yet.
where you're going? Well, I'm going to get you there.
Perfect.
According to you, you sold a car for $2,000 and you kept the money.
Right.
The plaintiff had been paying you $400 a month in rent. Let us say he wanted you to keep his things for the period of time that he wasn't there, which would have been $400 a month, correct?
Correct.
Did you pay for December?
Yeah.
Before you left?
Yes.
January, February, March, April, May, and you came back June 30th?
No, June 10th, around June 10th, yeah.
So
yeah.
for 6 months, you owe him 6 months' rent is $2,400.
No.
Yes. If you had your clothes, desk, and lamp there, you were there. So you owe him rent. Don't you understand he owes him rent?
No.
There was a verbal contract in which...
Just a second.
Yes.
You can't tell me about a verbal contract.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It wasn't like he was moving to a new apartment and he just left his things there. He had to go all the way to Saudi Arabia to deal with an important visa issue immediately.
What do you do about that?
And later today,
In your agreement with the owner, did you agree to pay your back rent of September, October, and November?
No,
The answer is no.
I never even knew there was an owner until August.
Miss Wilson, you're not getting any money. Zippo.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Aziz Al-Sami says former friend Kendall Overbay sold his car without permission and disposed of his belongings while Aziz was out of the country.
Now, did you have an agreement with him that you were not going to pay any rent?
When I lived there, I paid him every day I lived, yes. But when I leave the country, he never gets money rent if someone is gone.
No, sir.
He never asks me, and we never did it. I've lived with him 5 years.
Because he's my friend.
Well, sir, if your things are in a room, you're there. If you're going back and you want no connection, no nexus to a property, you take all your stuff and leave. That's what you do.
If I know he wanted rent or asked me or say, hey, if you're gonna leave your stuff here, pay me rent. He did not ask me any of that. That's been for 5 years. Okay.
Your Honor, he also had to leave in a very quick hurry because of the visa situation. It wasn't like he was moving to a new apartment and he just left his things there. He had to go all the way to Saudi Arabia to deal with an important...
What do you expect
I had
me
a
to,
week.
What do you expect me to do about that? He left his car, keys, and title, which he had signed over. Yes. He left an apartment, which he had been paying $400 a month rent for 5 years. He left clothes, shoes, a desk, lamp, and according to him, a rug, which means he left everything in his room, which means he's there, which means he should have been paying rent. So what he did was he kept the $2,000 for the car. Now, that's what I would call self-help. The only problem is you didn't even keep his stuff there for the 6 months. According to you, you didn't even keep his stuff.
It was probably 2 or 3 days before he came back, unannounced, that I even took it to the dump because it stunk.
Just a second. Did you keep the desk?
Oh, all gone. Dump.
Did you keep the lamp? You
Never.
mean the lamp smelled?
Absolutely.
The lamp smelled?
You can take it to your house and check.
Okay. Mr. Al-Sami.
Yes.
He's entitled to rent for the 6 months that you weren't there. I don't know what your car is worth.
My car worth from $3,000 to $3,500. And that's what I wanted for the price.
You have any proof that you told him you wanted $3,500 for the car?
No. He did not even ask me what his friend offered to pay for the car.
He's out of luck. He didn't pay rent. He has to pay rent. Are you living someplace else now, Mr. Al-Sami?
Yes.
Are you paying rent?
Yes.
How much? It was an old car. Somebody had to take care of it, by the way, for the 6 months that you're not here. Had to move it, had to see that it didn't get towed. Why didn't you ask her to take care of your car?
I just trusted my neighbor.
Okay.
Well,
next time you won't be so trusting. We're done. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I kind of expected it.
I had to go back and renew the visa.
I didn't even have a chance to deal with him.
He knew about the visa situation and all that. I still see his friends, and I just don't want to talk to him anymore.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Wilson versus Porter, step forward.
Leslie Wilson is suing her former roommate, Lisa Porter, for an illegal eviction, breach of contract, fraud, and the return of her security deposit.
Let me understand your case, Miss Wilson. You signed a 1-year lease to rent a room.
That's correct.
In a house where the defendant was living. According to your complaint, she signed the lease and you signed the lease. That was when? In what month and year?
The latter part of April of this year.
And you moved in and gave her a security deposit of how much?
$1,100.
And was that the amount of money you were being charged monthly for the room?
Yes, Your Honor.
Turns out Miss Porter was not the owner of the house. She was a renter. And you were given notice by the owner.
Yes, Your Honor.
In what month and year?
June 2018, Your Honor.
When in June did Miss Porter tell you that you had to move?
She notified me by written notice July the 30th.
So you knew in June, but notified her in July?
I notified her 30 days, yes, Your Honor, in July.
And did you, Miss Wilson, pay your rent for May, June, and July?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then you moved out when?
August 9th.
Pursuant to your notification from your landlord?
Absolutely.
And you understood that?
I didn't find out she was moving until she put the note on my door July 30th.
But she said she gave you notice July 30th that you had to be out on August 30th?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Were you out on August 30th?
No, Your Honor.
Were you out on September 30th?
No, Your Honor. I was in litigation with the owner.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Miss Wilson, you have to pay rent to somebody. So if you're not paying rent to her, then you pay rent to the owner. You don't become a squatter.
Your Honor.
Everybody pays rent. You're not getting any money. A Zippo.
The agreement that I have...
A Zippo.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Leslie Wilson is suing her former roommate, Lisa Porter, for an fraud and the return of her security deposit.
Now, you still live there in September?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you pay rent?
No, Your Honor.
Did you live there in October?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you pay rent?
No, Your Honor. I had a case going on with the owner of the house. I didn't know that she wasn't the owner of the house.
Listen to me. I just laid it all out, so I understand exactly where you're coming from. Are you still living in the house?
Yes, Your Honor. I have until the end of...
November. Did you pay rent in November?
No, Your Honor.
And you're still living there?
Yes, as according to the agreement with the owner.
Listen, Miss Wilson, you see this body has been sitting behind a bench for a very long time. I know exactly what's going on. In your agreement with the owner, did you agree to pay your back rent of September, October, and November?
No,
the answer is no.
No. I had an agreement with her, not the owner. I never even knew there was an owner until August.
Miss Wilson, you're not getting any money. I want you to understand. Zippo, not a penny from her. You already made the owner of the premises take you to court to get you out because you're a squatter, because you live there September, October, and November, and you're not paying $1,100 a month to anybody.
She breached an agreement. I thought she was the owner when I signed that lease.
I don't care what you thought.
A whole year.
Listen to me.
I have the lease right here, Your Honor. She signed a year's lease with me.
You have to pay rent to somebody.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Have you been cheated? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Now, Miss Wilson, you have to pay rent to somebody. So if you're not paying rent to her, then you pay rent to the owner. You don't become a squatter.
Your Honor,
everybody pays rent. You're not getting any money. A Zippo.
The agreement that I have.
A Zippo.
The agreement that I have with the owner, Honor, says that I don't pay rent.
Listen to me.
I won the agreement with the owner that says I don't have to pay rent as long as I'm out by December the 31st.
I know exactly what you did. I know exactly what you did. You held up the owner and you said, I'm not moving. And you made the owner take you to court, get a lawyer.
That's not true. I didn't have anywhere to go. They kept my money.
Miss Wilson, you had plenty of money. You had $3,300 that you didn't pay in rent for the months of September, October, November that you lived rent-free. Unless you can show me you paid somebody for rent.
They wouldn't accept any money, Your Honor.
Goodbye, Miss Wilson. Your case is dismissed. I know exactly what you did.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
She illegally sublet that home.
They couldn't get her out.
It's actual fraud and theft.
She refused to leave.
I actually ended up